from KIRO Newsradio and MyNorthwest.com.
Good morning. It's Friday. It's 5:02. I'm Manda Factor, and here's what's happening. A new wildfire is burning east of Snoqualmie Pass. The Three Queens fire has grown to about 25 acres in the Alpine Lakes Wilderness just north of I-90. Embers sparking spot fires a quarter-mile away. The Forest Service is sending in air and ground crews. The fire danger stays high across the Northwest this weekend after more than 8,000 lightning strikes hit Washington and Oregon yesterday. Crews are watching for new fires from those smoldering strikes. 12 apartments in Seattle's Wallingford neighborhood are unlivable after fire tore through a 3-story building on North 45th yesterday. Firefighters had to pull apart the ceiling to reach the flames. King County says residential property values have leveled off or declined across much of the region. Some eastside communities saw drops of several percentage points. Downtown Seattle commercial values plunged about 31%. And a car smashed right into the Hungry Dogs Diner in Bonnie Lake yesterday. No one was hurt. It's 5:03. Time for a check on the early Friday drive. Chris Sullivan is here. Good morning.
Good morning, Amanda. We're doing really well, as you would imagine, on this early Friday. Let's hope it's Friday light as we work our way around for the rest of the day. We're looking at a 30-minute trip to go from Olympia to Tacoma. Nice and easy there, and Pierce County in general is in very good shape. Then you have nothing up the hill to 18, and Federal Way to Seattle's only 35 minutes. Looking at 35 as well up the Valley Freeway as we go from Puyallup up into Renton. Then Renton to Bellevue's only 15. Lake Bridges are still in fabulous shape. Coming down from the north end, we've only got 35 minutes from Everett to Seattle or Everett to Bellevue, so we're off to a pretty good start there, except for the line of 20 or so left lane campers I had to pass in the center lane who decided that the rest of the freeway was wide open, but maybe just not for them.
After yesterday's choke point, we know how you feel about those left lane campers.
I just don't understand it. I don't get it. KIRO Newsradio Real-Time Traffic. I'm Chris Sullivan.
Seattle's morning news. Hear it live. Stream it online. Watch the show or catch the podcast anytime. Seattle's morning news, wherever you are.
It's now 5:04. On this morning's edition of Start Here, ABC's Jonathan Karl breaks down the national address from President Trump last night. Here's Brad Milkey.
Usually, a primetime White House address is reserved for major announcement from the president. Wartime updates, national security. You remember the announcement that Osama bin Laden had been killed. Sometimes there's economic policy, like in the midst of a recession, but something so important and pressing, there's no guessing about what the address will be. But this week, when President Trump announced he would hold a primetime address on Thursday night, he wouldn't say what it was going to be about. But then when he took to the podium last night in the East Room, he revealed this was all about election security, specifically what he described as new information he had received about vulnerabilities in our election system and accusations about an election he lost 6 years ago. Let's go straight to ABC's chief White House correspondent, Jonathan Karl. John, what was he alleging here? Because there was a lot.
There was a lot, and it was, frankly, it was an unusual, to say the least, address for an American president for the reasons you outlined, but also even in making his case that there is vulnerabilities to our election system. He said they're catastrophically vulnerable. He didn't appear to me to present significant new information.
Tonight, I'm announcing the immediate declassification and release of critical intelligence revealing shocking vulnerabilities in our election infrastructure.
Some of the information he presented, it seemed to me, had almost nothing to do with election security.
For many years, Americans were blatantly lied to about the security of our election infrastructure, including electronic voting machines and ballot counting systems.
He got into this whole riff about voting machines being vulnerable. This is something that has been litigated and studied and investigated over and over again, including by his own administration, his own Attorney General, Bill Barr, the people that he appointed to be in charge of cybersecurity in his first administration.
I was going to say, he was talking about like the 2020 election, but he was president in 2019, 2020.
I mean, this is what is so unusual here to me about this address. One of the many things is that he talks about how the deep state covered this up, and there was this great effort by foreign entities to manipulate our election against him. He was president, and it was his people that were in charge.
But then he also made allegations about specific countries. Could we start with China? How is he saying that China would have played a role in election day?
Well, he says that there's evidence that China hacked and obtained information in the voting rolls on 220 million Americans in 2020.
Tens of millions of voters' data in 18 states have been bought, stolen, or hacked by China.
Now, look, China hacking is a huge issue in this country.
Right.
And China has hacked and gotten information far more sensitive than what's in your voter roll.
I was going to say, they probably have my name and address and phone number from lots of different ways,
Yes.
but including this perhaps.
I think they probably do, and they probably have a lot else that's that's more sensitive than whatever is in the voter roll, the very basic information. And he declassified an assessment from 2018 that said that China was trying to manipulate public opinion against him, against his administration.
They just didn't want it. They fought like hell not to have it, Donald Trump, to win, and for good reason.
This is raw intelligence. Hard to say if it's true or not. It may well be true. China's efforts to manipulate American public opinion, I think, are pretty well established. What's never been established, and in fact has been specifically debunked by the intelligence community, is the idea that China did anything to change vote totals in the United States.
Because that's the thing, is he kept saying like China hacked Americans' data, that China was trying to sort of exploit the American election system, but I never heard him say China changed votes. China somehow like rigged the election somehow. He didn't even really claim that.
Actually, in none of this did he actually present evidence or even make specifically the allegation that votes were changed, not by China or by anybody else.
Yeah, well, and by anybody else. He also mentioned Venezuela. How does that figure? I remember like back in the day there being like what sounded like kind of wild conspiracy theories about Venezuela somehow interfering with our elections, and he kind of took us back there.
Yeah, let's go back very quickly, Brad. So you remember Sidney Powell standing next to Rudy Giuliani at a press conference after the 2020 election. Rudy Giuliani's hair seemed to be melting as black dye ran down the sides. And Sidney Powell said that Venezuela had manipulated the voting machines. This was something started by Hugo Chavez, the Venezuelan dictator, who, by the way, had died almost a decade earlier.
This is the consummate foreign interference in our election in the most criminal way you can possibly imagine.
It was one of the craziest allegations made during that period after the 2020 election, but it came back here. He declassified this assessment from the intelligence community that got into Venezuela. And here's what it said, because I read through this. It talked about how Hugo Chavez and later Nicolas Maduro had a desire to use voting machines to change votes, to manipulate votes, to rig an election. But that, as I'm reading the assessment, it wasn't about rigging America's election. They had a desire to use machines to rig their own elections, to ensure their own victory in Venezuelan elections, not in American elections. It was a very strange thing.
Well, John, at the end of the day, I don't think you and I would be sitting here talking about this if President Trump came out and just said, like, I've got a lot of stuff on my mind about the election. We're talking about it, A, because he made it a primetime address, so that's significant, sort of the way he sees the power of the podium.
Yes.
But we're also talking about it because, does he have actionable plans that he wants to pursue? Why was he bringing this up now?
He does. It's the Save America Act, and this has become his number one domestic priority, clearly more than literally anything else, because he is saying that he will not sign another piece of legislation until Congress passes the Save America Act.
To all Americans, I ask you to pick up your phone tomorrow, call your representatives in the House and Senate, and demand that they pass the Save America Act without delay.
So you might ask, Brad, what does the Save America Act do to ensure the security of American elections against foreign hacking and foreign interference? And the answer is nothing. The Save America Act is a long bill that enforces voter ID for all voting, including mail-in voting, which is quite difficult, and also requires that states have to get proof of citizenship for everybody to register to vote. And it provides a list of documents that must be presented, a choice of documents such as a passport or a birth certificate, documents that, according to one study, roughly 21 million Americans who are legal voters don't have access to. So he wants to pass this bill. It's a top priority to him. He says it will keep the Democrats from rigging the next election. But the very bill that he's talking about actually says nothing about securing American elections from foreign interference.
Jonathan Karl, really interesting. Again, declassified documents that the White House put out over all this. So our team continuing to look through them. And of course, our team will be asking the White House about the specifics of these claims and documents later today. Thank you so much, John.
Thanks, Brad.
We've talked here before about prediction markets, these sites that advertise being able to bet not just on sports, but on anything. Polymarket is a popular prediction market. Kalshi is another.
With Kalshi, you can make predictions on anything, right from the palm of your hand.
In fact, just this week, we had heard about potential additions to this ever-growing list of wagers. Like on Kalshi, you can now bet on whether a drug will be approved by the FDA. But then yesterday, an even bigger controversy erupted as ABC News broke the story that federal investigators started probing whether the person betting on President Trump's speeches was actually the man who operates Trump's own teleprompter. ABC's Catherine Falders is our managing editor in D.C. Catherine, what have sources been telling you?
Yeah, so this is a wild story, Brad, as more of these cases have been coming out, specifically as it relates to prediction markets and people in the administrations. There's always been some speculation. Wait a second, does this go close to the West Wing and the Oval Office? Well, throughout our reporting, we figured out that, yes, it does, actually. And the man who runs Trump's teleprompter, so just so you understand, the person who is the closest person to his words before he speaks them, putting them in the prompter. Sometimes Trump is dictating last-minute changes to this man to put in the prompter. That person was allegedly betting on what Trump would say during the speech. He was betting on something he already had right in front of him. The way that Gabe Perez was allegedly doing this was under something that's called a mentions markets. What will Trump say during the State of the Union? What will Trump say during a joint address? Any speech that he's going to give. And then when you click into that, it gives a long list of words.
I used these tariffs, took in hundreds of billions of dollars to make.
And you can bet yes or no on the words tariff, economy, the election, if you will. And so if you have the speech in front of you and you are not somebody sitting at home betting on this, you can have a pretty good idea of what he's going to say and what words he's going to use. And the craziest part about this, Brad, while he was running the teleprompter, if he noticed, allegedly, if he noticed that a word Trump had skipped over a word, he skipped over a section, maybe he wasn't going to say that word, at least according to what investigators found, they believe that then he would opt out of that trade. He would switch his yes to a no because he knew, running the teleprompter, that Trump wasn't going to say that. So he wouldn't lose money on that bet, if you will. Now, of course, this has been under investigation by the CFTC for quite some time. This is what our sources are telling us that investigators are alleging. We understand that he's in some degree of settlement talks with them right now.
Well, and we should say Kalshi has been on the record several times being like, we're not down with insider trading, that they will find people who commit insider trading and they will boot them from the system. They will suspend them. They'll even report them to authorities if they have to. But did the White House stipulate this happened? Or like, I think Kalshi was the one who originally sort of spotted the potential issue, right?
Yeah, so this is interesting. So Kalshi, the market, noticed that there were some suspicious trades. And what they do when that happens is then they refer them over to their regulator, the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, for further investigation. And that's what happened here. And what's interesting here on the timeline is we report that he betted on more than a dozen speeches over a 3-month period. And the bets ended in March. But what's interesting is then later that month, the White House internally issues a memo and they warn their staffers about betting on prediction markets. So the timing is quite interesting there.
Really wild story, especially when you think about this idea that like mid-speech, somebody who works the teleprompter is like, oh, I know he just skipped over this thing. I'm going to adjust my betting patterns over this. All this, of course, according to sources. But Catherine Falders blowing the doors off of this story. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Brad.
ABC's Brad Milkey. It's 5:16 for your Friday, a much calmer weather day. Clouds this morning, but some sunshine for the afternoon and 75. And then we're into a really nice stretch of weather. For the weekend, morning clouds, afternoon sunshine, upper 70s. By Monday, look for upper 80s. That will stick with us for Tuesday and Wednesday. Looks like Thursday will stay in the mid 80s. Right now in Seattle, cloudy and 60 to start the day. Coming up, Charlie Harger's commentary. He defends why he uses an EV even though he loves his big old diesel truck. You're listening to Seattle's Morning News on KIRO Newsradio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO Newsradio App. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO Newsradio, Northwest News.
This hour of Seattle's Morning News is brought to you by Closets by Design Seattle.
Be advised, this is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa. This weekend only, today through Sunday. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Be advised, this is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa. This weekend only, today through Sunday. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. 18-month interest-free financing. Our factories have demanded we sell 1,000 hot tubs and swim spas this weekend. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Huge factory incentives, factory rebates, this weekend only. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. We can remove your old hot tub. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Deep, deep discounts. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Just relax and enjoy. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Today, 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. Saturday, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Sunday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Free admission. Free delivery. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Call 833-SPA-SALE or visit hottubandSwimSpaSale.com.
Digging in my yard, trying to lay a pipe. I hit a water line and now I have to pay a big fine. I should have called 811.
So, how's your research going?
Surprising. After I figured out the top-rated TVs in our price range, I went shopping for deals.
And who's the best?
It wasn't the internet, and it wasn't the warehouse club.
But?
It was video only. They had better deals on the Samsung, LG, and the Sony TVs that got the highest scores.
Better than online and at the club?
I know! Video only beat them all. And now we can afford an even better model for the same price. My research really paid off.
If we buy it video only.
Exactly. Otherwise, we'll be sorry.
At Video Only, you won't find huge stores with refrigerators or microwaves, but you will find the best deals on top-rated TVs, soundbars, and monitors. Shop around. Just make sure you visit Video Only, because if you don't,
you'll be sorry.
In South Center, Bellevue, Linwood, Federal Way, and Tacoma, Video Only.
You're not going to want to miss tonight's county fair. I'm going to be...
We are your window to your community.
Did you see the last 5 minutes of that football game last night?
Oh, man, I saw the whole thing. And a lifeline to keep you safe when danger is near.
Everybody who is listening needs to take cover as soon as they can. This is one of the biggest storms.
We are live and local. We are America's broadcasters. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress you depend on your local radio stations.
Message and data rates may apply. You may receive up to 4 messages a month, and you may text STOP to stop.
This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
Call or click 811 before you dig. Anything that causes you to roll up your sleeves a little and dig in requires you to first connect with 811. Call or click 811 and visit safeexcavator.com.
For more than 50 years, the voice Seattle trusts. This is Seattle's Morning News on KIRO Newsradio.
It's 5:20 on your Friday morning. In Charlie's commentary, a defense of electric vehicles.
Let me tell you about my truck. Her name is Big Dee Dee. She's a 2012 Ford F-350 diesel, and she is perfect for what she does. Towing the fifth wheel, hauling gears, weekend dump runs. I love this truck. I will defend this truck. If Big Dee Dee and I ever have to part ways, there will be a ceremony. She also gets 11 miles per gallon. My commute is roughly 80 miles round trip, 5 days a week here to KIRO. At 11 miles per gallon, I work this out, that's about 36 gallons of diesel a week. So over a year, that's north of $11,300 in fuel alone, just to get work and back. That's a used car price every single year in fuel. That's the reason I drive an electric vehicle to work now. A couple of years back, we leased a Subaru EV. It was about the money. I wasn't trying to save the planet. I was just trying to save my checking account. Then I drove it. The torque hit me before the savings did. The thing is fun in a way I wasn't expecting. Last weekend, I borrowed my wife's gas SUV and went to pass someone on 405. Was there that immediate zip? Gone. You notice once you felt it in an EV. I charge it overnight at home. The same commute that costs $11,300 a year in Big Didi runs about $850 a year in electricity. More than 10 grand difference. Big Didi keeps her weekend job. She's just off the daily shift. Washington is built for this. About 2/3 of our electricity comes from hydropower, and our residential rates are among the lowest in the nation, at least for now. And charging late at night, I'm getting some of the cheapest, cleanest power available anywhere in the country. Now, I get my privilege here. Not everyone can lease an EV and keep a truck. Not everyone has a garage or a home charger. I do, and I'm grateful. Every time I bring this up, I hear from good, smart people who think I've lost my mind. Range anxiety, the grid, charging time, the batteries. These are usually from somebody who's never driven one, which I say with love. Range anxiety is real. I've had one nervous moment in years of EV driving now. For what it's worth, I haven't run out of gas in 35 years either, so I'm batting pretty well on energy sources. But forget the studies. Next time you're on I-5, maybe you're there right now. Just look around. Teslas, Rivians, Kias, Hyundais. Washington ranks 3rd in the nation for EV market share. About 1 in 5 new cars sold in this state were electric or plug-in hybrid. It worked for me. It looks like it's working for a lot of people. Free markets, right? You don't want to subsidize EVs? Well, I'm with you. The federal tax credit is gone. I don't need it back. $10,000 a year in fuel savings is way more persuasive than any tax break ever was. That's my subsidy. And New York Times just ran a piece wringing its hands about American EVs being in trouble. It got out yesterday on the New York Times Magazine. Ford killed the electric F-150 Lightning. GM has delayed a Buick EV. Stellantis has written down billions. But hang on. Look who's not retreating. Rivian just launched its R2 to the kind of reviews car companies dream about. They're expanding their Georgia plant. Uber ordered 10,000 of them. Rivian's own policy chief said it this way: they didn't build the company on tax incentives. They'll win because their product is better. Korean automakers Hyundai and Kia are building EVs in Georgia. The Japanese are figuring it out. The next generation of electric cars is getting built in America, just not necessarily by the companies we grew up calling American. So the product isn't in trouble. Some companies are. Nobody should force Detroit to build anything. And nobody should force you into an EV either, or bail out the companies that won't build them. But when the market moves on without you, that's the market working exactly the way it's supposed to. I think we all believe in free markets, Detroit included. They just might not like what the market decides.
You can find all of Charlie's commentaries at mynorthwest.com. It's 5:25. Our forecast, it's going to be a really nice day after yesterday's craziness. Morning clouds, afternoon sunshine, 79 for today. For tomorrow and Sunday, very nice. Same deal. Morning clouds, afternoon sunshine, a little bit warmer. By Sunday, we'll be in the upper 70s, upper 80s by Monday. Right now in Seattle, it's cloudy and 60 degrees. Coming up, festivals, parades, lots of live music, classic summer fun happening around Seattle. We'll get to KIRO News Radio's Paul Holden and his weekend planner coming up here on Seattle's Morning News. This is KIRO News Radio.
Jane is a small business owner.
That's right.
And tell them what that's like, Jane.
Yeah, well, it's like a roller coaster with a lot of ups and downs, and some days things can feel like they're flying off the rails.
Yep, it's a lot. But the Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business can help you manage it all. With the largest, fastest fiber-powered network designed for 100% reliability with business internet and wireless connect. Plus gig speeds with security and equipment included. All with a 5-year price lock.
Nice. So everything stays on track.
Exactly. The Total Solutions Advantage. Get started for just $60 a month for 12 months when you add Wireless Connect to a qualifying internet package. No one does business like Comcast Business.
Limited time offer. Restrictions apply. New customers only. 1-year agreement, paperless billing, and automatic payments with bank account required. $60 offer requires 300 meg internet, security edge, and additional qualifying service. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra.
How would you like to invest in the Seattle real estate market, one of the hottest and most stable regions in the country, and achieve a great rate of return on your investment without the effort of sourcing a deal, the expense and time of building permits, or all the hassles that come with being a landlord? Hi, I'm Scott Rirucka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares the profits with our investors. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital. Invest into our Northwest Fund, which is currently delivering 9% on a fixed rate term. It's our flagship fund for 19 years with zero investor losses. And yes, we do accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Invest in the stability and ease of Legacy Group Capital's Northwest Fund. Legacy Group Capital at legacyg.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at legacyg.com.
Eric Johnson here. I spent the past 30 years working to help make our community better informed, better protected when it comes to consumer issues, and better equipped to take on whatever life throws at us. That's why I love the free Washington Accident book series from Davis Law Group. These books keep us better informed about the law, better able to protect ourselves on and off the road, and better off when all is said and done after an accident. Chris Davis didn't have to write these books. He did it because he saw a need. People who were in accidents or other legal situations didn't know what to do, what pictures to take, documents to request. Only a tiny fraction of the people who get these free books will ever become clients of Davis Law Group, but that's not the point. Chris wrote them because it was the right thing to do. The free Washington Accident book series is a must-have for drivers who want to be prepared for whatever the road might throw at them. Get yours at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
Each week in America, at least one child dies from heat stroke after being left alone in a hot car. These tragedies don't just happen to negligent parents. They happen to loving, responsible moms and dads who are exhausted, stressed, or simply thrown off by a change in their daily routine. In just minutes, a car's interior can reach deadly temperatures, even on a mild day. Here's a tip from carsforkids.org/hotcars. Always place your purse, phone, or a shoe in the back seat as a reminder to check before you lock. Make it automatic. Every trip, every time, even when your child isn't with you. That one small habit could save your child's life. And if you ever see a child alone in a hot car, call 911 right away. No parent thinks it could happen to them until it does. For more ways to keep your child safe, visit carsforkids.org/hotcars. That's cars with a K, K-A-R-S, the number 4, kids.org/hotcars.
Hi, I'm Kristen Bell. As a mom, I want my kids to have full bellies, big dreams, and all the energy in the world to chase them. That is what I want for all kids. But right now, millions of kids in America are living with hunger. That means too many children are going without the meals they need to thrive. And that's just not okay. But the good news is this is a problem that we can all solve. No Kid Hungry works every day in schools, in communities, and during the summertime to make sure kids have healthy meals all year round. That's why I support No Kid Hungry. So let's do this. Let's give all the kids the chance to grow up healthy and strong.
To learn more about ending child hunger in America, go to helpnokidhungry.org today.
All right, crew, let's get her dug.
Honey, you want to give me a hand? I'm planting that tree, remember?
No matter how large or small your digging project may be, no matter how urban or rural, you must always call 811 before any digging project. 811 is our national one-call number, alerting your local utility companies to come out and mark any lines they have near your dig site. You must call 811 at least 2 to 3 business days before any digging project, so you can avoid hitting our essential buried utilities. This includes natural gas and petroleum pipelines, electric, communication cables, and water and sewer lines. So before you do this or this, make sure you do this. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811. Brought to you by Common Ground Alliance.
Progressive Insurance. Progressive can protect your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, ATV, RV, and more. In short, a lot of things. Bundle today at progressive.com.
KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. Here's what's happening. Lightning from powerful thunderstorms has sparked multiple new wildfires across Washington, keeping firefighters busy in several counties. We get the rundown from KIRO 7 TV's Jason Sloss.
Brent Bauer with the National Weather Service Seattle Forecast Office says any benefit from the rain will be short-lived.
Given the background of the drought we're in and the dry fuels that we've had and an early melt-off of the snowpack, could easily be starting fires.
As for water levels at reservoirs, Bauer says fortunately operators anticipated the early snowpack melt-off.
2 Arlington families say they are lucky to be alive after stray bullets ripped through their neighborhood during a child's birthday party. Security cameras captured parents and children running for cover as bullets struck homes on Saturday. Homeowner Justin Coker spoke with KIRO 7 TV.
Seeing my son run across the street is the hardest thing in the world with gunshots hitting my house.
Snohomish County deputies say neighbors were legally target shooting but fired recklessly. The sheriff's office plans to recommend reckless endangerment charges. 2 men have been sentenced to federal prison for distributing meth and cocaine in Seattle's Chinatown International District and a homeless encampment along I-5. Prosecutors say 56-year-old and 55-year-old men sold large amounts of drugs and possessed multiple firearms. The case was part of a major federal, state, and local investigation that sees millions of dollars worth of narcotics. Bars and restaurants in Seattle's Pioneer Square say they did 10 times their normal business during the World Cup.
Amazing seeing the whole city come out, seeing so many tourists and new faces in our city come through, and just this incredible energy for every game and for every match.
Now the challenge is keeping that momentum up.
I think the real work comes in giving people an opportunity to keep coming back. We got to give them opportunities to come and bring their friends and their family and enjoy the neighborhood on a regular weekday or weekend.
More than 150,000 visitors crammed into the neighborhood on most days, according to the Downtown Seattle Association. 5:33, time for an early check on the Friday drive. Chris Sullivan is watching things.
Not much action yet. Still not even really seeing much around even our major interchanges. So all in all, we're looking at a really easy drive and hoping to keep it that way. Olympia to Tacoma is only 30 minutes, and then Federal Way to Seattle is only 35. So you're running an hour and 5:10 to make it from Olympia to Seattle. That's a really good travel time. Puyallup up to Renton, 35 minutes. Renton to Bellevue is only 15. Lake bridges are still in very good shape. Coming down from the north end, not much action as of yet. Seeing a little bit of slowing as you get down, to Arlington. We have a little construction north of the Stille River up there, but other than that, you got 35 minutes from Everett to Seattle or Everett to Bellevue. KIRO Newsradio Real-Time Traffic. I'm Chris Sullivan.
And our forecast very nice after yesterday's wild weather. We're going to see clouds this morning, but sunshine for the afternoon. 75 for today, a tad warmer tomorrow. Sunday will be in the upper 70s. Then Monday looks like through Thursday, mostly sunny skies with highs in the mid and upper 80s. Right now in Seattle, we have cloudy skies. It's 60.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO Newsradio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO Newsradio Northwest News. Hear it live, stream it online, watch the show, or catch the podcast anytime.
Seattle's Morning News, wherever you are.
5:35 on your Friday morning. It is going to be a gorgeous weekend around here. If you're still looking for something to do, KIRO News Radio's Paul Holden has you covered.
It's Friday then, it's Saturday, Sunday, what? It's Friday then, it's Saturday, Sunday, what?
It's the middle of July. The summer weather is heating up, and so is the events calendar. So let's check out what to do with your weekend. It's 3 days of festival fun on Vashon Island for the Vashon Island Strawberry Festival. There will be vendors lined up on Vashon Highway, music at the main stage at Ober Park, the fun zones, and lots more. Saturday will be the Strawberry Festival Parade. Sunday, there will be a classic car parade and car show. The Vashon Island Strawberry Festival starts today at 4 at Ober Park. Speaking of parades, the West Seattle Grand Parade is Saturday starting at 11 a.m. This event has been held since 1935 and will have everything you need for a great parade, including floats, clowns, pirates, marching bands, drill teams, and lots more. After you check out the parade, head on down to the Alki Art Fair, which is also going on throughout the weekend. There will be artist booths and live music all along the beach starting today at 2 o'clock. Center City Cinema is a series of free movie showings happening at parks across the city, and tonight at Cal Anderson Park, you can see Sinners, which took home 4 Oscars earlier this year. Showtime is at 7:30. For other movies and other parks that are showing movies throughout the summer, check out the Center City Cinema website for the full schedule. It's a day full of multicultural entertainment activities for you and the family, and plenty of delicious things to eat during the CID celebration. Hinghay Park is where you'll find martial arts demonstrations, dancing, games, and art, and of course, live music. The CID celebration is Saturday from 11 to 6. Last week, it was the Edmonds Porch Fest. This weekend, Tacoma is bringing the music, as over 50 homes will be the stage for 2 days of live music. Porch Fest is a free, walkable music festival, and as the website for the event describes, a great way to meet your neighbor and find your new favorite band. These types of events are great because not only are they free, but community-focused. Maybe you've lived in the area or close by and have always wanted an excuse to check out Tacoma. This is the perfect reason to do so. The goal of Tacoma Porch Fest is to create lasting community connections, and what better way to do that than through the power of music. Tacoma Porch Fest is Saturday and Sunday starting at noon. The Linwood Event Center is the home of Geek Fest West, which has 3 days of cosplay, gaming of all varieties, trading card games, and tabletop RPGs, chess, and lots more. If you think you have what it takes to be best at the show, enter one of the tournaments going on all weekend long, or just enjoy shopping from local artists and vendors while enjoying tasty food from food trucks. There will also be after dark programming available for those 18 and up, so the fun lasts all day and into the night. Badges for Geek Fest West are still available, and the show starts today. Here's an event sent to us by a listener. The Jefferson County Fairgrounds in Port Townsend is putting on an evening of family-friendly bingo. All funds raised will benefit the Jefferson County Fair, and bingo won't be the only attraction. There will also be a bake sale, silent auction, hot dogs, and a prize for every game. Bingo night is at the Jefferson County Fairgrounds Sunday from 3 to 6. Mariners baseball is back after the All-Star break, with the Mariners looking to start the second half strong with a homestand featuring a weekend set against the San Francisco Giants. The division lead is going to be a tight one for the rest of the season, so don't miss out on all the action at T-Mobile Park. The Tacoma Rainiers are also in town this weekend, taking on the Oklahoma City Comets. Make sure to check the promotion schedules for both teams in case there's something you really want to see or some cool swag to get. What's left on your summer to-do list? Let me know at paulh@KIRORadio.com. Paul Holden, KIRO News Radio.
It's 5:39. Coming up, your political insights from ABC's Dave Packer. You're listening to KIRO News Radio.
Summer's here, and it's the perfect time to tell you that Integrity Roofing and Construction has been serving and supporting our Puget Sound communities for 10 years. If your roof is aging, storm damaged, or just ready for an upgrade, now's the perfect time to schedule your free consultation. With products that last longer and perform better, Integrity's team brings full transparency so you know exactly what your home needs before you spend a dime. And Integrity has locations from Issaquah to Sequim to Everett and Gig Harbor. Visit IntegrityRC.com. That's IntegrityRC.com right now. Integrity Roofing and Construction, where doing the right thing matters.
Dear Ursula, I have a group of friends who have bonded over...
Hi, I'm Ursula Voitin from the G and Ursula Show, and I'm launching a new podcast called Ask Ursula. This is your space. Real life, real questions, whether it's about family, friendships, love, and yes, even the fun stuff like travel and finding your signature scent. Hit me up and ask your questions at mynorthwest.com/Ursula. I look forward to connecting with you.
At mynorthwest.com and the G and Ursula YouTube channel.
Patrick was way behind on his IRS taxes.
I was in way over my head. The total amount ended up being somewhere just over $30,000. $30,000.
Then the IRS came to collect.
Started getting letter after letter. A lien had been filed against me. They were going to basically hang me completely out to dry.
He had to do something.
That's when I reached out to Optima Tax Relief.
Patrick's life quickly got a lot easier.
It was very easy, pretty much hands off. They picked up the ball and ran with it.
And how'd it go?
I couldn't believe it. I had to ask 2 or 3 times. I saved an incredible amount of money.
How does Patrick feel about Optima?
Couldn't be happier. They definitely helped me. Optima Tax Relief, the best place to call. They're the best in the business.
Do what Patrick did and call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. Optima Tax Relief. Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
I like it hot.
Beg your pardon?
Can you make it hot for me, Dan?
I think so.
Half heated ain't hot enough.
No.
That's why I called you.
Apollo Plumbing.
Yeah, my sorry old water heater.
Oh.
Ain't getting me the hots anymore.
You want hot water.
That's what I said.
That's what we do at Apollo Plumbing.
And you're ready?
Right now.
When can you?
How about today?
Same day?
We'll have you in hot water tonight.
Clever. How about an upgrade?
A tankless water heater would mean endless hot water.
Now you're cooking.
That's just for starters.
Starters?
How about we make it a worry-free water heater?
Worry-free?
Wrenchie's worry-free warranty.
Which covers?
Repair, service, all included.
And when it wears out?
Apollo replaces it.
No extra charge?
Nothing.
Nil?
Nada. As an Apollo A-List member, you're covered.
And payments?
To fit your budget with approved credit, of course.
And I'm hot again.
Worry-free.
That's for me.
We're on our way.
Thanks for making it hot.
We're ApolloPlumbing.com.
We all know a cancer diagnosis is physically and emotionally draining, but it can be financially draining too. That's why Northwest Hope and Healing is here to help. I'm Dr. Suzette Miranda, a plastic surgeon who is proud to be part of Northwest Hope and Healing's mission. We provide a lifeline for breast and gynecologic cancer patients. We cover essentials like food, utilities, and childcare so patients can focus on healing. Since the year 2000, we have distributed over $3 million in direct financial assistance to thousands of local cancer patients. And you can make a direct impact. Mark your calendar for Life in Color, a summer brunch, auction, and fashion show on August 23rd at the Somme Hotel and Spa in Woodinville. It's an unforgettable afternoon of hope and inspiration, celebrating local cancer survivors. Get your tickets now for Life in Color on August 23rd. Go to nwhopeandhealing.org to learn more. That's nwhopeandhealing.org.
These are your political insights from ABC News. The 2026 midterm elections are just months away, but President Trump used a primetime speech to raise doubts about the results of the 2020 election that he lost to Joe Biden, asserting interference from China.
Today, I'm asking the Office of the Director of National Intelligence, the Department of Justice, the FBI, and the CIA to investigate how and why such crucial information was hidden, to fire those involved in the cover-up, and to file criminal charges if appropriate.
But as ABC legal analyst Dan Abrams points out, under the Trump administration,
you've got Tulsi Gabbard making the announcement that they were scaling back the Foreign Malign Influence Center. The FBI shuttered a task force dedicated to investigating foreign deception operations. They shed staff at the U.S. Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, which deals with foreign disinformation. I mean, these are the agencies that would help root this out.
The president demanding Congress passes SAVE Act to prevent voter fraud. Dave Packer, ABC News.
Our forecast on your Friday, it's cloudy to start the day, but it'll be nice later. We'll see some sunshine, 75 today. Nothing like what we saw yesterday. For the weekend, both days, morning clouds, afternoon sunshine, the mid to upper 70s. And then by Monday, we're going to crank up the heats to the upper 80s. That'll be the case for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Looks like Thursday as well. No more rain in the forecast. Right now, it's cloudy and 60 in Seattle. And coming up, Dima Vojtovic is back. We talked to him last year. Now he's doubling his mileage across Iceland to help rebuild lives in Ukraine. We'll tell you about his mission coming up on Seattle's Morning News.
They call this one Bill.
Whoa, aliens? Am I in a spaceship?
Affirmative, Bill.
What's with the laser saw?
Relax. We are cutting our bill in half.
What?
An Xfinity mobile transmission says you can cut your bill in half.
Oh, your mobile bill, not me, Bill.
Ah. Xfinity Mobile also says we can try it free for a year. Free.
Yes, with no commitment. Can we put the saw away?
I am reluctant. But we will find another being to bisect.
That's not sci-fi. It's Xfinity Mobile. Xfinity Internet members cut your mobile bill in half. Plus, try Xfinity Mobile free for a year. No commitment. Learn more at xfinitymobile.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Xfinity Internet required. Savings compares one line of Xfinity Mobile Select to comparable plans from T-Mobile, Verizon, and AT&T as of 3/24/26. Taxes, fees, extra. $30 monthly discount limited to new mobile customers only. After 12 months, regular rates apply.
Be advised, this is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa. This weekend only, today through Sunday. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Be advised, this is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa. This weekend only, today through Sunday. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. 18-month interest-free financing. Our factories have demanded we sell 1,000 hot tubs and swim spas this weekend. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Huge factory incentives, factory rebates, this weekend only. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. We can remove your old hot tub. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Deep, deep discounts. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Just relax and enjoy. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Today, 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. Saturday, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Sunday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Free admission. Free delivery. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Call 833-SPA-SALE or visit hottubandSwimSpaSale.com.
Seattle's tradition for news and conversation. This is Seattle's Morning News with Charlie Harger and Manda Factor.
220 miles to rebuild lives in Ukraine.
That is the mission ahead of Dima Vojtovic, who will be embarking on a daunting challenge across the terrain of Iceland to raise money for Ukrainians who have lost limbs during the war with Russia.
This is such an important fundraiser. We have spoken with you before, Dima. Dima, thanks for joining us again on Seattle's Morning News.
Thank you so much for having me.
Tell us, first of all, why is this such an important issue to you?
I mean, I am from Ukraine. I was born there. I live here for 22 years now, and I consider myself an American Ukrainian. And when the war started, it just became something that I wanted to be involved. And when I learned that it's only $1,000 to fund rehabilitation work for somebody in Ukraine, I'm like, I'm all in. What can I do? And I run. So it was my way to support those people and help them out.
Last year when we spoke, you only did 100 miles, just a measly 100 miles. Now you're going 220. How did you arrive at that number?
Well, let me correct you. It was 102 miles.
Oh, sorry.
Manda.
I'm so sorry.
It was because of my mistake of planning but yes, I mean, last year it was 100 miles around Seattle. So we had a lot of Seattleites just joining me on the run, but it was the hottest hottest day of the year. So this time I was like, all right, what can I do not to do that? Let's go where it's cold. At least it will be hailing or snow because of my luck, but at least I don't have to do it in 100-degree weather.
So this is quite a distance. Is there any significance to it being 220 miles, or did you just go, hey, I want to go here, there, well, past that volcano and through that thermal pit?
Yeah, I just decided, let's double it. Last year we raised $22,000. We helped 22 people to fund their rehabilitation work for a month. And this year, I said, let's double it. Let's do 44. And so the mileage increased twice. And I just like round numbers, so I decided to do 220.
Tell us about what goes into getting ready to do 220 miles.
It's just pure running, running every day pretty much, and you just put miles on your feet and try to recover after that. And you run for multiple months before that, and eventually you get to that point where you can sustain such mileage.
Dima, what does rehabilitation look like when people donate this money? What's happening for people who are the recipients?
I mean, right now there's a lot of civilians who are getting injured due to drones being used. So the number of civilians who are losing their legs or arms is just staggering. And right now it's simply to be able to walk again, to be able to use their hands, which they lost. I mean, it's just, imagine simply holding your child or just going on a walk. It's pure life, like just simply getting back into their normality in their life. So it's changing their lives. And plus, they're doing a lot of psychological work with them, because I cannot imagine losing my legs.
No.
So can you imagine what they're going through?
When we spoke last year, could you have imagined that this war would still be going on?
I couldn't. I thought by the time I was going to run the 100 miles, the war will be over. Every time I think that, but it's still going on. And I mean, we cannot just stand back and just. So I decided to make this annual fundraiser. And even if the war will be over, there's still going to be a lot of people who are going to need our help.
You have obviously many friends and family who still live in Ukraine.
Yeah.
Can you describe what their mindset is like now? Here we are more than 3 years into this war.
Every time I talk to my family, some of them are serving, some of them are just normal civilians, but everybody's resilient, everybody's not giving up. Everybody's always telling me, like, we're going to win this war. We're here to save Ukraine, to save our lives. So, and I mean, listening to that is just unimaginable to me, but I'm always supportive of that.
What can people like us who don't run 220 miles, what can we do to support the people of Ukraine?
I mean, it's simply sharing the message, right? I'm sharing the message of all the struggles that they're going through, but also donating, sharing. It's only $1,000, right, for one person. So imagine changing the life of one person. So right now, we're just trying to raise some funds for that.
Before we talk about raising funds, talk to me about your diet. What are you able to eat if you are running all these miles every day?
The best part in running so much is that you can eat anything you want. And I
as much as you
love
want.
it. Yes. I personally love pizza. So I go through every place in Seattle and, search for best pizza in the place.
Ooh, when you find a new one, let me know, because pizza's my favorite.
Oh, yes.
All right. So, Dima, if people want to find out more, if they want to donate, help the people of Ukraine, especially with so many injuries, and the way you're able to help them, how do they find out more?
I mean, you can simply Google 220 miles to rebuild lives, and you'll be able to find some links. But you can go to the Volya Fund, which is a Seattle-based fund, we're all volunteers, and they do an amazing work. So Volya.fund, that's their website, and simply donate to the You Able initiative, and that's the initiative that supports the people who lost their limbs in the war.
And when is your trip?
It's in less than 2 weeks, so I'm flying out on 31st.
Are you ready?
I'm all ready. I'm all in.
Awesome.
I'm very excited.
Who do you have going with you?
Nobody.
Okay.
Nobody wanted to participate
We'll
in
be
something
with you
like
in
this.
spirit.
Trust me, I offered it to a lot of people. They said, no way.
We better put a GPS tracker on this guy. He can just, I'm in Iceland. He's there eating pizza. And...
I'll have some videos of proof just for that.
Best of luck on your journey.
We'll put up some information about this over at mynorthwest.com. Dima Vojtovic, thank you.
Thank you so much.
It's now 5:53.
From ABC News, Tech Trends. Some people with Samsung phones are seeing red. Reports have been floating around of phantom reddish-pink boxes showing up on screens of some Galaxy S26 Ultra phones. Samsung says it's a software issue, not a hardware one, and a fix is on the way. The company behind the AI Grok is suing a man accused of using it to create sexualized images of real people. Reuters says this is one of the first lawsuits brought by an AI company against a user. New York's governor casting an AI eye on state laws. Governor Kathy Hochul tells Bloomberg her office used AI to go through, quote, every single rule, regulation, and policy looking for anything outdated. And with college move-in days coming up, Google says lots of people are looking for dorm decorating ideas. The search for dorm designer jumped 525% in the last month. Some of the top decorating trends: beach, boho, and coastal. With Tech Trends, Michelle Franzen, ABC News.
It's 5:54. Check on our forecast as you get ready for the weekend. There were more than 8,000 lightning strikes yesterday in Washington and Oregon. It was a wild weather day. We are calming down and settling into a nice summer pattern. For this morning, clouds to start the day. We'll see sunshine by afternoon. Mid-70s for today. Mid-70s tomorrow. Upper 70s Sunday. With that same pattern, you'll see clouds in the morning, but don't fret. You'll see sunshine by afternoon. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. It's going to be a little toasty around here. Lots of sunshine, highs in the mid and upper 80s. Right now in Seattle, we're starting the day with cloudy skies. It's 60 degrees. Coming up with all that lightning, multiple new wildfires in the States. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey will have the rundown on what's burning. Plus, at 6:15, we break down President Trump's primetime address from last night with ABC News White House correspondent Karen Travers. You're listening to Seattle's Morning News. We'd love to hear from you on the Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line, 888-973-5476. This is KIRO News Radio.
Subscribe to the Jake and Spike YouTube channel and watch live or later.
Did you hear that restaurant in the CID? Conditions are so bad, it is not feasible for them to stay open during the weekdays and only during the weekends.
Crime, street life, drug use. If only there were an elected official.
Like a mayor?
Maybe a council of these elected officials. And maybe these concerns could be brought to them.
This should scare them. I mean, like, I know we're being, like, tongue-in-cheek.
It should.
Jake and Spike, weekdays noon to 3 on KIRO News Radio.
Summer is for sunshine.
It's a beautiful day out for baseball here at T-Mobile Park.
Summer is for moonshots.
He just absolutely obliterates this! Multi-homer game, Cole Young!
Summer is for Mariners baseball.
Emerson is racing over, slides up! He makes the catch! Incredible!
So listen for the cheers and follow your ears to T-Mobile Park. Because where else can you travel to on a ferry boat and then eat crab nachos out of a ferry boat?
How sweet it is!
It is the sweetest, Rick. Mariners baseball. Tridents up.
The Mariners kick off the second half of the season tonight at 7:10 against the San Francisco Giants. And it's 2000's Fireworks Night, featuring a spectacular post-game show presented by T-Mobile. Plus on Sunday at 1:10, don't miss your chance to score an Ichi Meter collectible pin, thanks to KeyBank. Get your tickets at mariners.com.
Did you know that nearly half the homes in Western Washington are not properly insulated or not insulated at all? That may be the reason why your home is way too hot in the summer and way too cold in the winter. It may also be the reason that your energy bills are sky high. Right now, Insulation Northwest is offering a free inspection of your home's insulation. This is a $199 value and it's absolutely free, no obligation. Just call today and Insulation Northwest will arrange a time that works with your schedule. We'll perform a thorough exam of your home's insulation and give you the advice you need to start saving thousands. Everyone who calls today will also receive a free infrared screening of your home using the latest technology. This will help reveal any hidden flaws in your home's protective energy blanket. What do you have to lose? It only takes about an hour and it's absolutely free. Call Insulation Northwest today, the real insulation company.
InsulationNorthwest.com.
I'm Bradley Johnson with 1-800-DUI-AWAY. Let's talk about summertime. Bikinis, the occasional Speedo, sunshine, and almost always more drinking. But don't let the wine coolers or hard lemonades fool you. Too many drinks at the beach can get you in a whole lot of trouble. You're sporting a farmer's tan, but the police are wearing heavy, dark uniforms. And it's not because they're comfortable. If you don't take preventative measures, your summer tan can become a costly burn. Take a designated driver with that aloe vera and SPF 50. Call 1-800-DUI-AWAY or go to 1-800-DUI-AWAY.com to set up a free private consultation. Jail is no place to ask, missed a spot? Mind getting where I can't reach? Be reasonable this summer. And always remember, 1-800-DUI-AWAY has your back.
1-800-DUI-AWAY.
Jason Rance here. If your water heater is getting older, leaking, or running out of hot water, CM Heating has an affordable solution. Get a new gas or electric water heater installed starting at just $44.99 a month. With CM Heating's Comfort as a Service program, you'll get lifetime repairs and maintenance at no extra charge. Parts and labor covered for life. Plus, same-day installation is available in many cases. Schedule your free estimate today at cmheating.com.
License number CMHEAHL 750LP.
Carter Subaru is Seattle's only Subaru dealer with the largest selection of Subarus in Washington. With over 800 vehicles in stock, they have exactly what you're looking for with savings you'll love. Visit Carter Subaru in Shoreline and Ballard or anytime at cartersubaru.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News.
Hey,
ABC News. I'm Brian Clark. The city of Philadelphia has declared a code purple air quality day as a result of smoke from wildfires burning in Canada. That means it's unhealthy for all residents, and ABC's Matt Rivers says the air quality is impacting tens of millions.
From the Midwest on down to the Mid-Atlantic, a third straight day of air quality alerts.
When you walk outside, it burns, it stings a little bit.
Air quality advisories in more than a dozen states. Apocalyptic scenes from Chicago to New York.
As the ceasefire between the U.S. and Iran breaks down, gas prices are ramping back up. AAA's national average now sits at just under $4 a gallon for regular unleaded, diesel at roughly $5 a gallon, according to Gas Buddy. President Trump said he's declassified documents that show foreign countries have accessed the U.S. election system. The president's own intelligence agencies have previously said there was no foreign interference in his 2020 loss to Joe Biden. This is ABC News. Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche met Thursday with several survivors of deceased sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Following the meeting, one of these survivors told ABC News she's even more confident that senators should vote against confirming Blanche as the Attorney General on a full-time basis, describing him as abrasive and condescending. There was a chaotic scene Thursday in West Hollywood after a major water main break, says ABC's Trevor Ault.
A 36-inch pipe ruptured, ripping open a giant sinkhole and sending river rapids racing down the Sunset Strip. Dozens of city buses left swamped and hundreds of cars feared damaged or destroyed. Mike and Stacy woke up to their apartment garage flooded and Mike's new car underwater.
Do you have any hope that it's salvageable, or you just...
I'm going to guess it's not.
How many cars would be in here?
I think about 50.
Oh, that's a lot.
Yeah.
But officials say the pipe that burst is more than 100 years old.
I'm Brian Clark, ABC News.
6:02, here's what's happening.
There were more than 8,000 lightning strikes in Washington and Oregon. Firefighters are now on high alert. Luke Ducey will have the rundown of what's burning right now.
2 men are headed to federal prison for dealing meth and cocaine out of Seattle's Chinatown International District and a homeless camp along I-5.
King County says property values are dropping across much of the region. Seattle Times reports some east side communities, including Sammamish and Medina, saw declines. Downtown Seattle commercial property plunged 31%.
And the Mariners start the second half of the season tonight, hosting San Francisco at T-Mobile Park.
Just about 6:03, and time for a check on the Friday morning drive. We do traffic every 10 minutes. Chris Sullivan, what's up?
Well, not a lot, Amanda. We're off to a really good start. It's a great Friday start. We're looking at Friday light across the board. Only 35 minutes from Everett to Seattle or Everett to Bellevue, so we haven't started to see the crush there coming down out of Linwood as of yet, but it'll come. It just may not be as bad today, and let's hope it is. Looking at Olympia to Tacoma, about a 35-minute trip for you guys, and then Federal Way to Seattle's also about 35. Federal Way to Puyallup to Renton, starting to see just a little hesitation getting into Auburn and at the far north end, but 35 minutes on that drive as well. Renton to Bellevue, the S-curves are not active as of yet, under 15 minutes for you guys. The lake bridges continue to be in very good shape, so we're off to a good start. This report brought to you by Home Comfort Alliance. AC not working? Don't assume the worst. Home Comfort Alliance repairs first and only replaces if needed. Get a real pricing quote in 60 seconds. HomeComfortAlliance.com.
Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and MyNorthwest.com.
Live from East Lake Avenue.
You're listening to Charlie Harger and Manda Factor, Seattle's morning news.
Good morning. It's 6:03. Yesterday's lightning storm sparked several new wildfires across the state, with flames reaching and threatening, hundreds of homes and forcing level 3 evacuations in some communities.
KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey is here live with the latest.
Yeah, 8,000 lightning strikes yesterday. Incredible. There are new fires now in Franklin, Okanagan, and Kittitas counties. Let's start there in Kittitas, where the Three Queens fire is burning just northwest of Lake Cochise. According to the local fire chief there,
I've been up here a long time. I've not have ever seen it quite as dry as it is. So those are things that make the hair on the back of my neck stand up when I hear fires this close to Snoqualmie Pass, putting out spot fires that far.
Yeah, not what you want to hear from a fire chief there. The fire is the length of about 19 football fields north of I-90 right now. The U.S. Forest Service has air and ground crews on that scene. Near Omak in eastern Washington, a lightning strike caused the Kaiser Canyon fire, which stretches about 2,100 acres. That's the size of about 650 Costco's. That's big. They've got bulldozers digging fire lines there and crews on the ground and in the air as well there. About 30 miles away, though, on the Colville Reservation in the town of Nespelem, More lightning strikes, another fire, and a level 3 evacuation for some areas. Residents being told to grab what you can and just get out now. If you're watching on our YouTube feed, take a look at this. This is the fire near Snoqualmie Pass. We've got a photo of that right now. Those flames, I mean, we know how tall those trees are in that area, in that wilderness. Those flames must be, 80, 100 feet in the air, or if not more. I mean, and if you've ever been around one of these fires, as soon as a tree like that catches fire, it takes seconds to just go up in flames. It's so dry. A couple of maps to show you as well to give you an idea how bad fire season is right now. And we're not even into August yet. There are dozens of fires across the state on this map. I mean, take a look. There are dots all over the place, little flames representing the different sizes of fires. They're all over the state. Also, on another map, just about every area east of the Cascades is at extremely high risk right now for wildfire. That whole area, that whole stretch of the state, most of Western Washington is at high risk for wildfires and spot fires. We've been seeing them here and there in the Seattle area. It's all this consistent hot, dry summer weather we've been having, and the Department of Natural Resources has implemented a burn ban on all the land that they operate starting today because of those conditions. Let's hope it doesn't get worse, but that lightning didn't. It was kind of cool to see and have, but it didn't help.
Yeah, and especially with a heat wave on the way, it's going to be hot and dry. Luke Ducey reporting live. It's 6:06.
Security cameras captured the frightening moment. Stray bullets narrowly missed 2 Arlington families during a children's birthday party. Here's KIRO 7 TV's Nia Bliss.
The first shots caught their attention. The next round had everyone running for their lives, including Justin Coker's 5-year-old son.
Seeing my son run across the street is the hardest thing in the world with gunshots hitting my house.
Bullets were fired through Coker's glass door, backyard, and even hitting his computer screen.
Bullets were within feet of me and my family and my neighbors, and, we don't feel safe anymore.
That's Coker shouting at the shooters, which the Snohomish County Sheriff's Office identified as neighbors living a few properties behind Coker.
The neighbors were legally target shooting, but Snohomish County Sheriff's Office is investigating and plans to recommend reckless endangerment charges.
A crash in Marysville yesterday afternoon left 1 man dead, sent 5 people to the hospital, including 3 children. KIRO News Radio's Frank Lenzi says 2 very large vehicles were involved.
Police say a Chevy Suburban struck a Ford F-250 truck head-on just before 1 p.m. near 128th and Smoky Point Boulevard. The 55-year-old Everett man driving the truck died. The 30-year-old woman riding with him was seriously hurt. The 32-year-old Arlington woman driving the Suburban and her 3 kids, including 2 1-year-olds and an 8-year-old, suffered minor injuries. Frank Lenzi, KIRO News Radio.
No word yet on what caused the crash. Smoky Point Boulevard was closed for a while, and we will continue to find out more details here.
King County corrections officers are warning inmate computer tablets are being broken apart and turned into weapons. Dennis Folk, president of the King County Corrections Guild, says a corrections officer was recently cut in the leg when an inmate being transferred to Western State Hospital tried to stab him with one of those weapons.
I've been working in corrections for 28 years for King County, and I've never seen in my 28 years this many weapons coming into our facility, and about 99% of that's contributed to these tablets.
Folk wants those tablets taken away from inmates in restrictive housing and mental health wards and says anyone who breaks one should not get a replacement for the rest of their booking. We have reached out to King County's Department of Adult and Juvenile Detention for comment.
Keeping you informed since 1974. This is the city's longest-running radio news show.
Seattle's Morning News on KIRO News Radio.
Well, here we are. We've made it to Friday. Weekend is upon us. I hope you have a fun one on tap, Manda.
I do, actually. Baseball game tonight. Can't wait for the Mariners to get back in action and start a new winning streak.
You'll be there with David. You are
I'm excited.
Mariners super fan, and Sully will be there, too. This should be a fun game for everybody.
It will be.
I don't know how you're able to stay up that late.
It's a Friday night. Take a nap.
And by the way, we'll talk to Rick Riz, obviously, at 8:15 about the game, right?
Yeah. Well, maybe Rick will come down and hang out with you guys. What do you think?
Probably
during the
not.
game?
I wouldn't complain about it.
Yeah.
Take
All
some
right.
Rick.
All right. Well, we have a busy hour in front of us. This hour of Seattle's Morning News is sponsored by American Crawl Space and Pest Control.
And coming up this hour, ABC's White House correspondent Karen Travers will walk us through last night's presidential address.
And KIRO News Radio's Katrina Gashard weighs in on restaurant etiquette with kids.
Ooh, that's always tricky. It's now 6:10. More than 3 million people visited downtown Seattle across the 6 World Cup match days the city hosted. That's according to numbers from the Downtown Seattle Association.
The city averaged more than 500,000 visitors on each match day. That's a 17% jump over those same days a year ago. And those numbers are likely actually going to be higher in reality. The tracking system doesn't count international visitors. The U.S. versus Australia World Cup match on June 19th drew the biggest crowds to downtown Seattle.
USA! 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 Aussie, Aussie, Aussie! Oi, oi, oi!
More than 580,000 people. Frank Lindsay, KIRO Newsradio.
And the spillover effect, Pioneer Square bars and restaurants there say they did 10 times their normal business during the World Cup.
Amazing seeing the whole city come out, seeing so many tourists and new faces in our city come through, and just this incredible energy for every game and for every match.
Now the challenge is keeping that momentum going.
I think the real work comes in giving people an opportunity to keep coming back. We got to give them opportunities to come and bring their friends and their family and enjoy the neighborhood on a regular weekday or weekend.
Well, we heard the downtown numbers. Pioneer Square specifically, more than 150,000 visitors on most game days.
A new lawsuit against Southwest Airlines is raising questions about passenger safety and in-flight drinking. Here's KIRO News Radio's James Lynch.
Court documents allege the airline let a visibly intoxicated man board a Seattle to Sacramento flight in August of 2024, then served him more alcohol before he sexually assaulted a 20-year-old woman seated next to him. Aviation attorney Mark Lindquist represents the victim.
Letting someone obviously intoxicated board an aircraft and continuing to serve him alcohol are both violations of FAA rules.
The defendant, Jeff Lorenzo, has already pled guilty in federal court. The suit claims Southwest failed to train staff to prevent and respond to in-flight sexual misconduct. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
There's a proposed ordinance to criminalize public camping in Tukwila. It's drawing sharp debate. Supporters told the city council this week encampments fuel drug use and trafficking. Andrea Suarez is with We Heart Seattle.
We need to bifurcate the population that we're talking about. We're not talking about a senior citizen that's on a mat in a church. We're talking about prolific drug addiction.
Opponents argued homelessness shouldn't carry a criminal penalty.
Homelessness is not a crime. Trespassing is a crime. Drug use, loitering, that could be a crime.
Violators would face fines up to $1,000 or jail time. The full vote from the Tukwila City Council expected July 20th.
It's now 6:12 and time for a check on the forecast. For that, we bring in KIRO 7 TV's Nick Allard. Whoa, that was quite the storm.
Yeah, it was busy yesterday, wasn't it? We saw throughout the entire state and Oregon and in Canada something like 6,000 lightning strikes. It was pretty active. Thankfully today, we still have thunderstorms east of the Cascades. There's one that's potentially severe near Colville this morning, but west of the Cascades, just low clouds and maybe a few spots with sprinkles or drizzle closer to the San Juans and Whatcom and Skagit County. Otherwise, we're just going to see sunshine today. This afternoon, we'll warm it easily into the mid-70s. That's another thing. We only stayed in the mid-60s yesterday, so I figure about 75 today. Morning clouds, afternoon sun tomorrow, about 76, and about 79 for Sunday with very little low cloud cover early. After that, we're just seeing about 86, 87 for Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday. Slightly cooler for Thursday, but still in the 80s. Say about 85 with sunshine. So it's going to stay hot for a while.
There was a rumble of thunder yesterday that actually shook my house. It was
You probably had it pretty close. So next time when you see the lightning, count, and then whatever your number is, divide by 5. It'll tell you how close it is.
I say 1 Mississippi. What do you say?
That's fine. And then do 1 Mississippi and then divide by 5. That'll tell you it's right there then. If you get to 5, you're a mile. And if you get less than that, it's probably Charlie.
Perfect. Thank you, Nick. It's cloudy and 60 to start our Friday.
I won't divide any Mississippis. Not for you. It's time to check traffic every 10 minutes. Sully is keeping an eye on the road. Staying quiet so far?
Oh, yeah. We're in really good shape, Charlie. We're really not even seeing much of anything, even through the Renton S-curves. Just some slight hesitation at Sunset, but 15 minutes to make the drive from Renton to Bellevue. That's really not that bad of a travel time at this time of day. Behind that, the Valley Freeway's clean, all green on the map. So we're looking at Puyallup to Renton of 35 minutes. Olympia to Tacoma, no problems. Tacoma itself is quiet. Federal Way to Seattle, nice and easy, 35 minutes there. Coming down from the north end, no problems at all. You're looking clean all the way from Arlington to Seattle or Bellevue. Only 35 minutes to either one of those destinations coming down out of Everett. So we are off to a great start. KIRO News Radio Real-Time Traffic, I'm Chris Sullivan.
This is the city's longest-running radio news show, Seattle's Morning News on KIRO Newsradio.
An unusual speech from the president last night as he addressed the nation to talk about, among other things, how China interfered in the 2020 U.S. presidential election.
In case you missed it, ABC News White House correspondent Karen Travers is here to break down what was said. Where do we start, Karen?
And the president last night spoke in prime time from the White House, and these are speeches that normally are meant to talk about major events, to talk about a big announcement or respond to something that has happened. But, the president had been teasing this for several days, saying that this was going to be about election integrity. That's what we had been hearing from White House sources. And the president used these remarks last night really to sow doubt in America's election system. And he definitely made misleading claims about the election that he lost 6 years ago to Joe Biden. And I think it's worth underlining the facts of that election just to remind people. The 2020 election, the president lost by 7 million votes. He lost the Electoral College. And he also lost more than 60 court cases challenging those election results. And some of them were in front of judges that he appointed. Last night, though, the president made some vague claims that officials he had appointed in his first term were part of a cover-up to keep information about foreign election interference and election fraud from him. He also said that there were efforts by China to interfere in American elections, and he was trying to show flaws and vulnerabilities in America's voting system. But this is very important to underline. He didn't provide any evidence that votes or the outcome of elections were changed in any way in that 2020 election. And I think this is really important. He didn't prove at any point that people that shouldn't have been casting ballots did cast ballots, and that the election results were different because of anything he was alleging. There was no evidence of widespread voter fraud back then in 2020, and this is something that his own attorney general at the time did acknowledge.
So there's no specific evidence. Interestingly, it seemed like it was almost a way to promote the SAVE Act and not much else.
That was a big push by the president at the end of his speech. It was kind of all leading up to that. We have heard the president for the last several weeks make a very strong case for the Save America Act. This is a sweeping voter ID bill that has already passed the House, but it has failed to advance in the Senate. And it is not going to advance in the Senate. The numbers just are not there for it to reach the 60-vote threshold. He has been told this by Republican leadership in the Senate, that it's not going forward and that they have to essentially move on at this point. But the president will not give up on this. And House Republicans are also trying to push the Senate to move forward on this. But again, the math is not there. The president last night, though, was demanding Congress pass this. And when you look at what he was pushing for, though, last night, other than strengthening protections against non-citizen voting and making it more difficult for citizens to register to vote and then vote by mail because it will require people to send a copy of their ID in with their ballot, the Save America Act doesn't actually do anything to address the other things the president was focused on last night with regard to election systems and potential interference, the vulnerabilities that he was talking about. So, yes, he was making this big push for the Save America Act, but that's really only one piece of what he was getting at last night. But this is a very big priority for the president right now. It's just not going forward in the Senate, given the majority that they have right now for Republicans.
Before we let you go, Karen, what's been the response from Capitol Hill to the speech?
No surprise. Democrats are raising alarm bells about this and warning that the president was trying to lay the groundwork for challenging future election results. Saying that this is a president who is already casting doubt on what is to come. And that is why he was trying to put these types of things out there with the documents that they released last night. But this is a president who they say is fixated on an election from 6 years ago. But it's not just about that election that he lost, but about elections to come, like the midterms, which are now less than 4 months away.
All right. You have a busy day ahead. ABC News White House correspondent Karen Travers. Karen, thanks. We'll talk to you soon.
Have a great day. Thanks.
During the speech, President Trump attacked ABC and NBC, calling for their broadcast licenses to be revoked after the two networks did not carry that primetime speech. CBS carried most of it, but cut away. CNN chose not to air it.
I was looking at the text line because we did air it, and had a lot of people weighing in. They had thoughts.
Yep.
It's 6:20. Washington State University is honoring former Vice President Mike Pence with one of its top public service awards. Pence will receive the Thomas S. Foley Award for Distinguished Public Service during a September ceremony in Spokane. Foley Institute Director Cornell Clayton says Pence's career has been marked by integrity, courage, and deep commitment to public service. The annual award is named for former House Speaker Tom Foley.
Cell phone goodbyes and upgrades are all a part of this week's look at the tech world.
Suddenly, there's even less competition in the U.S. smartphone market. OnePlus says it's officially pulling out of North America. Blame slow sales and weak growth. OnePlus made its name as the flagship killer, offering top features for less money. Its phones combined high-end specs with fast, clean software. But OnePlus never gained much traction in the U.S., partly because its phones weren't widely available in carrier stores. Prices also crept up, while its cameras never quite matched Apple, Samsung, or Google Pixel. Existing devices will still get promised software updates and support. The exit means less competition at a time when prices are going up. Samsung says its next foldable phones will have less of a visible crease down the middle of the screen. The company is introducing a new display system called Flex Titanium, which combines a titanium alloy film and a titanium plate under the screen. Samsung says the design makes the display thinner, stronger, and more stable when open, all while reducing that noticeable fold line. The new screen should also use less power. Samsung hasn't confirmed which phones will get the technology, but it's expected in the new Galaxy Z Fold models being unveiled July 22nd in London. And finally, Apple's new iOS 27 software is now available to download as a public beta. But should you? On the plus side, you can try new features early, including Apple's new Siri AI, and there are performance improvements that might make your phone feel faster. I've been using the developer beta for weeks, and it's been pretty stable, but this is still test software, so expect possible bugs, battery drain, or features that don't work properly. Apple recommends installing the public beta on a secondary device, not your main phone. For most people, the safest thing to do is to wait for the finished version, which is expected to launch in September. I'm Rich DeMuro. That's Rich on Tech.
It's time to check traffic now. We do that every 10 minutes. Sully, take it away.
We are enjoying a very good drive. We are just now starting to see little bits of hesitation here and there. The worst of it is probably south of I-5, south of the Northgate Forest Merge there, kind of right around 85th. That's where we're starting to see it now, but we're still only 35 to 38 minutes to make it from Everett to Seattle, so it's really not bogging you down all that much. For 405, though, we're really not seeing anything yet. 35 minutes from Everett down into Bellevue. The Renton S-curve starting to see slight hesitation from SR 900 up to about the VMAC through the construction zone, but we're under 20 minutes there on that drive to Bellevue, probably closer to 16. And behind that, the Valley Freeway is super quiet. We're under 40 minutes to make it from end to end. Olympia to Tacoma, no problems for you guys. Tacoma itself is quiet. Federal Way to Seattle, just some slight hesitation around the Duwamish curve, getting your way into the Boeing Access Road and up to MLK, also a little bit at the north end, but we're under 40 minutes from Everett to Seattle or Bellevue, so we're in a really good spot. KIRO Newsradio Real-Time Traffic, I'm Chris Sullivan.
And our forecast looks really nice. Clouds this morning, sunshine for the afternoon, 75. Those thunderstorms have moved on. For tomorrow and Sunday, look for morning clouds, afternoon sunshine, mid-70s tomorrow, upper 70s Sunday, and then it's going to get toasty for Monday right on through Thursday. Mostly sunny skies, highs in the mid and upper 80s. Right now, it's cloudy and 60 in Seattle.
Okay, coming up, more of the day's top stories, and we'll be talking about Jimothy.
Have you seen him yet? My goodness.
He is an internet-famous critter in Seattle, and Luke Ducey will have the hard-hitting report.
Frightening. We'll also get to the opening bell report. This is Seattle's Morning News.
KIRO News Radio, where you hear G and Ursula.
Why are we talking about
a new stadium.
Weekdays 9 to noon.
In the NFL, the average stadium has 157 suites. You know, where the rich folks be.
Okay.
Here in Seattle, you're talking about 120. If you're an owner, I want to potentially have a Super Bowl in Seattle.
Sure, I'll take a new stadium as long as not one tax dollar is spent on it.
Subscribe to the G and Ursula Show on YouTube and watch live or later.
Summer's here, and it's the perfect time to tell you that Integrity Roofing and Construction has been serving and supporting our Puget Sound communities for 10 years. If your roof is aging, storm damaged, or just ready for an upgrade, now's the perfect time to schedule your free consultation. With products that last longer and perform better, Integrity's team brings full transparency so you know exactly what your home needs before you spend a dime. And Integrity has locations from Issaquah to Sequim to Everett and Gig Harbor. Visit IntegrityRC.com. That's IntegrityRC.com right now. Integrity Roofing and Construction, where doing the right thing matters.
Did you know that 4,000 women are diagnosed with breast cancer every year in Washington state? I'm Dr. Suzette Miranda with Northwest Hope and Healing. We provide financial support for breast and gynecologic cancer patients in our community. Join us at Life in Color, a summer brunch, auction, and fashion show on August 23rd at the Somme Hotel in Woodinville for an unforgettable afternoon of inspiration. Get your tickets now for Life in Color on August 23rd at nwhopeandhealing.org. That's nwhopeandhealing.org.
Meet Matthew Preston. Inside his apartment, everything he holds dear is protected by Progressive's renter's insurance, like his laptop and a surprisingly valuable collection of baseball bobbleheads. Outside his apartment, his laptop is still protected, as are his bobbleheads, which he carries around with him for reasons no one knows. Renters, the limits of protection aren't just the four walls of your home. When you're in Progressive's Protection Zone, get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Thinking about a new roof or exterior upgrade, but worried about the cost? This is Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. We've created our summertime savings event to make it simple and affordable. Save up to $3,000 off your exterior project or get 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest up to 24 months. And every qualifying GAF roof is backed by our lifetime Golden Pledge warranty. One call gets you started. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today. Held to a higher standard since 1968.
For 250 years, Americans have believed in one powerful idea, that we are meant to live free. Free to work hard, free to move, free to enjoy life without being held back. But if the natural effects of aging are slowing you down, it might be time to declare your independence from aging. John Curley here. Longevity Medical Clinic has been treating the undesirable effects of aging for nearly 30 years. They have more clinical experience with actual patient care than any longevity practice in the country. I've been a patient for 17 years. Wow, time flies when you got a lot of energy. I don't know where I'd be today without longevity. Longevity Medical Clinic was started so people can get back to living life on their own terms, walking, working, exercising, and enjoying the moments that matter most. This year, as we celebrate 250 years of American independence, take a stand for your own freedom. Get your free health analysis at Longevity Medical Clinic. Find out more at lmclinic.com.
When you order a ride from a rideshare company, do you know what you're getting? Big rideshare companies have been caught failing to protect passengers from dangerous drivers and not supporting drivers and passengers after an accident, all to protect their profits. That's why if you've been injured in a rideshare vehicle, you need Davis Law Group to protect you. Their in-house team of investigators and legal staff has a successful track record of taking on rideshare companies, and they've won millions. Visit DavisLawGroupSeattle.com.
Nearly half the homes in Western Washington are not properly insulated or not insulated at all. Sound like your home? Then call for your free inspection.
InsulationNorthwest.com. Well, it's official. My friends have all switched to Pure Talk because I told them they could save a bunch of money on a super reliable high-speed network with unlimited data. And because they're my friends, they trust me. As for the rest of you, well, Pure Talk understands that even though you might like me, you're not just going to take my word for it, nor should you. For that reason, and for a very limited time, Pure Talk is offering any of their plans for just $15 a month for the first 3 months, including their top-tier unlimited plan that normally sells for $65 a month. Think of it like a test drive, a super simple way to save $150 while you kick the tires on Pure Talk's blazing fast network, and a fine way to see for yourself why I switched from big wireless, along with a few 100,000 of my closest friends. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and be connected to Pure Talk's friendly U.S. customer service team. Again, dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and let the savings begin.
Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and MyNorthwest.com.
Live from East Lake Avenue.
You're listening to Charlie Harger and Manda Factor, Seattle's morning news.
Good morning, it's 6:30. Lightning from powerful thunderstorms has sparked multiple new wildfires across Washington, keeping firefighters busy in several counties.
KIRO 7 TV's Jason Sloss reports.
Brent Bauer with the National Weather Service Seattle Forecast Office says any benefit from the rain will be short-lived.
Given the background of the drought we're in and the dry fuels that we've had and an early melt-off of the snowpack, could easily be starting fires.
As for water levels at reservoirs, Bauer says fortunately operators anticipated the early snowpack melt-off.
Small businesses in Seattle's Wallingford neighborhood say they are fighting to survive as burglars keep striking. Here's KIRO 7 TV's Jake Chapman.
From December to this past weekend.
They took a custom frame that a friend made for me for my birthday and the Magic the Gathering cards inside.
U-Wine Bar in Seattle's Wallingford neighborhood has been broken into 7 times in 8 months.
All the profit that we had made in the first year was taken out in one night.
And owner Elijah Ostro says the price of these burglaries has cost him nearly $50,000 in repairs.
No word on this yet from Seattle police.
It's 6:31 now. A raccoon with an unusual appearance is turning heads and going viral in Seattle's Ballard neighborhood.
The animal has been nicknamed Jimothy and has sparked thousands of comments as people wonder what makes it look so different.
KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey is here with more.
All right, let's take a look at Jimothy on our YouTube feed. I've got mixed feelings about this story. I can tell you, people are making fun of this little guy online. People can be absolutely horrible. I mean, there he is. Look, he looks different. I mean, he looks different than other raccoons. If you're not watching on the YouTube feed, so Jimothy, it looks like someone put their hand on his nose and his behind and kind of scrunched him together.
Yeah, like an accordion.
Yeah.
Remember the probe droid in The Empire Strikes Back on Hoth?
Here we go.
This is what Jimothy looks like, only furrier.
The what?
The probe droid in The Empire Strikes Back.
Okay, that small little thing?
Well, I mean, that's what his shape is.
Okay,
Luke.
Let's move on. That's a good analogy, Charlie. That's good.
Okay,
that's good.
People know what I'm talking.
Here's how one neighbor described Jimothy to KIRO 7 TV.
Kind of has some sort of physical abnormality. Kind of looks a little bit like a cryptid. Almost a little supernatural. Kind of like Bigfoot or a Yeti or something. Kind of becoming infamous really quickly.
That's what I'm talking about. Becoming infamous really quickly. I mean, assume best intentions. Maybe she was nervous, being interviewed on TV. I see that a lot when I interview people, but infamous, come on. A veterinarian says that the raccoon appears to have a rare condition known as short spine syndrome. Other animals can have this as well. Videos of Jimothy, again, have gone viral. It's all over the place right now on the internets. Neighbors have reported Jimothy drinking from a dog bowl, wandering across decks, even perched in a tree. The Department of Fish and Wildlife says it hasn't received any reports about the animal, but it seems to move around just fine. It finds food on its own. So if you spot him, Fish and Wildlife says, look, just admire him from a distance. Leave him alone. Looks like a sweet little guy. He's just living his life. He's He's a scrunched up kind of raccoon. He looks, different, but maybe that's his superpower.
Yeah, so you will know there's not who said this, a chupacabra in your neighborhood.
No, it does look like
I don't know. I got to tell you, if I came across that guy in my neighborhood, I think I would drop dead.
Yeah, no, really, that's shocking. It's shocking.
It's shocking.
It's not
I appreciate your compassion, but I would scream bloody murder.
Yeah. Well, I'm telling you, Luke, I will pop this up online in a moment, but the probe droid in The Empire Strikes Back.
I'm looking at
Would
it.
you let
You're
that
not,
go,
You're not
nerd?
wrong. He's not wrong, though.
Let it go, nerd.
He's not wrong.
Looks a lot like that.
Yeah, maybe.
Anyway.
Look at Jimothy go. Look at him go.
If you have the good fortune of crossing paths with Jimothy, be kind.
Be kind.
It's time to check traffic every 10 minutes. Here's Chris Sullivan.
I think what makes it look so odd is not just the squish spine, but the angle of the spine. For a raccoon is opposite of what it should be. His head is higher than his hind.
It's very strange.
So that adds to, I think, kind of the weirdness to it. But yeah, interesting. Yeah, fire. Lots and lots of fire, I think, would be the first thing I would think if I came across that. Be like, that thing is scary looking.
Looks like it can curl up in a ball in your lap, you know?
Would you
traffic?
let a regular raccoon do that? Look at the drive now, maybe Rocket. We're looking at southbound I-5 as we see the brake lights past the forced merge in Northgate. We're up to about 40 minutes from Everett to Seattle, 35 Everett to Bellevue. It's really Friday light most everywhere. Olympia to Tacoma, you're really not going to hit the brakes at all, and same all the way up into Seattle. We're under 40 Federal Way to Seattle, under 40 Puyallup to Renton, even though there are brake lights at the north end, and then Renton to Bellevue is about 20. So we're really good. This report brought to you by Home Comfort Alliance. AC not working? Don't assume the worst. Home Comfort Alliance repairs first, only replaces if needed. Get real pricing quotes in 60 seconds. HomeComfortAlliance.com.
Beautiful weather after yesterday's storms. Clouds this morning, but sunshine by afternoon. 75 the high for today, and then we're going to warm up a little bit. More tomorrow, 76, 79 Sunday, and then into the mid and upper 80s for Monday, right on through Thursday. Right now, it's cloudy and 60 in Seattle.
From ABC News, Wall Street now. Surging crude prices are driving up consumer pump prices. AAA puts the national average at just under $4 a gallon for regular unleaded. Gas Buddy has diesel hovering around $5 a gallon. It may push gas prices higher, but the U.S.-Iran war is also boosting the bottom line for the defense industry. Booming demand for military hardware had Swedish fighter jet builder Saab easily beating second quarter earnings expectations. The stomach bug that has sickened thousands of people, mainly in Michigan, has been traced to lettuce at some Taco Bell locations. A source tells ABC News that the cyclosporiasis outbreak started with a single produce supplier in Mexico. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
President Trump's longtime teleprompter operator is under investigation. He's accused of placing bets on the prediction market Kalshi about what President Trump was going to say in his speeches. Here's News Nation's Libby Dean.
Kalshi had flagged those bets to federal investigators with the Commodity Futures Trading Commission. And Perez is now on an unpaid administrative leave, according to Levitt. That's what we learned in the White House briefing room today. And he's also reported to be aiming to settle those allegations against him that he made more than $100,000 betting on what President Trump was going to say. But that's not happening tonight, as he's now on leave ahead of President Trump's major address.
Gabriel Perez operated Trump's teleprompter since 2016 and was one of only a handful of people to have a copy of Trump's speech in advance.
CEOs for AI-related companies are getting worried about their safety. Here's News Nation's Connell McShane.
Between late February and May, the volume of digital threats that targeted AI chiefs and data centers, it grew 7 times. This comes from a life raft which scans social media and the dark web for Fortune 100 companies. Police in San Francisco have now responded to personal threats made against employees of Anthropic and OpenAI. All of this comes as numbers show 55% of Americans say they believe AI is doing more harm than good.
The CEOs say the threats won't deter them from continuing to develop the technology.
King County says residential property values have leveled off or declined across much of the region. According to the Seattle Times, some east side communities, including Sammamish and Medina, saw values fall several percentage points. Downtown Seattle commercial property values dropped 31% because of struggling office buildings. Homeowners have 60 days to appeal their valuation after getting the notice.
Everett City Council has approved the first land purchases for a proposed downtown stadium. According to the Everett Herald, the city will spend nearly $11 million to buy 4 properties near Wall Street and McDougal Avenue. The $120 million project would become the new home of the Everett Aqua Sox and future men's and women's pro soccer teams.
And a $360 million motorsports and entertainment complex planned for Bremerton is almost fully funded. The Puget Sound Business Journal reports a Circuit of the Northwest developers told the Port of Bremerton commissioners this week the project is 94% financed. It's a 232-acre development along Highway 3. It would include a 2-mile-plus race course, a 20,000-seat concert venue, 10,000-seat amphitheater, a hotel, and condos. The project has been in the works for about 15 years.
Indexes are opening down across the board on Wall Street. The Dow is down 0.7%, down 350 points. S&P 500 is down 98 points. That's 1.3%. And the NASDAQ is off, check this out, off 582 points. That's 2.25%.
A word for KIRO 7. It starts on your street, in your home, with a problem you're struggling to solve. That's where KIRO 7 Investigates comes in. They show up, they ask hard questions, they get you answers. When your story is seen, change isn't just possible, it's already happening. Watch KIRO 7 News weeknights 5 to 6:30 p.m. and at KIRO7.com/investigates.
Okay, Sully, what's coming up in traffic?
Well, we're going to take a look at the one real slow spot we have, which is southbound 5 getting through Northgate. We'll break it down next.
The opening bell is brought to you by Legacy Group Capital Common Sense Lending.
KIRO News Radio, where you hear Jake and Spike. Weekdays noon to 3.
Mike Salk from Brock and Salk Show joins us now. It's essentially $10 billion for a team. They're not going to squabble over a millionaire's tax. They don't really care about that.
Not.
I hate the millionaire's tax for other reasons. It's not because I thought it would stop.
It's a really interesting conversation. It has nothing to do with the Seahawks sale. Using it to get clicks on a story that has nothing to do with it.
That's a fair point.
Drives me crazy.
Yeah. Watch live or later on the KIRO News Radio YouTube channel.
Honey, did you invite the minions over?
Well, you know how we talked about getting Wi-Fi from Xfinity?
Yeah.
I ordered it this morning, was online in minutes, then they showed up.
So they just came over to use the Wi-Fi?
They even brought their own devices and spellbook.
You didn't give them the new Wi-Fi password, right?
No.
That's good.
I gave them our old one. Because Xfinity lets us keep the same network name and password so devices connect instantly.
What do they want Wi-Fi for anyways?
Better not to know. Plausible deniability.
Get streaming or scheming instantly with same-day Wi-Fi from Xfinity. Plus, lock in one price for the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi for 5 years. Guaranteed. And see Minions and Monsters only in theaters. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Use of fiber coaxial cable. Learn more at xfinity.com/same-day Wi-Fi. Meet Matthew Preston. Inside his apartment, everything he holds dear is protected by Progressive's renter's insurance, like his laptop and a surprisingly valuable collection of baseball bobbleheads. Outside his apartment, his laptop is still protected, as are his bobbleheads, which he carries around with him for reasons no one knows. Renters, the limits of protection aren't just the 4 walls of your home. When you're in Progressive's Protection Zone, get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation.
Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit revivemenshealth.com.
It's 6:43. We check traffic on the threes with Chris Sullivan.
And we are enjoying a Friday light out there. Just a little couple of pockets here and there to deal with of braking. One of them is southbound I-5 as you make your way past Northgate. But overall, you get into it pretty quickly. You get out of it just as fast. It's under 40 minutes from Everett into Seattle. We're under 40 as well from Everett into Bellevue. The only brake lights on 405 we see is kind of at the merge at 522 there in Bothell-Woodinville. Coming the other direction, Renton to Bellevue is under 20. Just some light braking as you work your way past SR 900. We also have a little spillover onto the Valley Freeway. We've got about a 40-minute trip for you as well. Olympia to Tacoma, nice and easy at about 35 minutes. Under 40 as well from Federal Way to Seattle. Brake lights we have there are past the West Seattle Bridge. The lake bridges are quiet. This report brought to you by the Seattle Mariners. Don't miss out on the biggest event of the year, T-Mobile Park 50 Season Celebration Night, August 8th, presented by Daktronics. Get your tickets, mariners.com.
Improving weather as we head toward the weekend. Clouds this morning, but sunshine by afternoon. We're headed for a high of 75 for today. Tomorrow looks pretty much the same. A tad warmer on Sunday, 79. And then Monday through Thursday, lots of sunshine, but it's going to get a little uncomfy for some. We'll be in the mid and upper 80s through Thursday. Right now in Seattle, cloudy at 60.
Coming up, a Bay Area restaurant has gone viral after reminding parents that kids are welcome, but turning the dining room into a jungle gym, not so much.
KIRO Newsradio's Katrina Gishard has her parenting feature coming up.
This is Seattle's Morning News.
Wow, Sarah, these window coverings are gorgeous. Did you guys do this yourself?
No way, it's all Hunter Douglas. My local expert came to our home, brought samples, and helped us see everything in our actual light, then measured perfectly and handled the installation.
If you're planning a remodel, moving into a new home, or simply ready to elevate how your space feels, Westco Blinds, your neighborhood Hunter Douglas expert, offers custom, beautifully crafted window treatments thoughtfully designed for life. Whether it's blinds, shades, shutters, or drapes, our products fit your windows perfectly. And with smart home options, you control the light and privacy with a tap or on schedule. Hunter Douglas window treatments are an investment in quality, backed by a lifetime limited warranty and ongoing support from your trusted local expert, Westco Blinds. Call now to schedule your free in-home design consultation. Call 206-285-5455, 206-285-5455, 206-285-5455.
Do you get sinus infections, congestion, sinus pressure and pain, sinus headaches? You've gone to the doctor. You visit urgent care over and over again. And it's always the same thing, right? Oh, I know. Let's try antibiotics and some nasal sprays. But they just keep coming back. You may suffer with chronic sinus infections. The good news? Relief is possible. How? A minimally invasive procedure called the Sinusoft procedure, available only at the Modern Nose Clinic. Imagine a procedure so delicate there are no narcotics. Less cutting means less bleeding, so no packing, and no operating room. The Sinusoft procedure is designed for the clinic. If you suffer with chronic sinus infections, facial pain, pressure, and congestion, find out if the Sinusoft procedure, available only at the Modern Nose Clinic, is the solution for you. Call and set an appointment today. 206-388-2770. 206-388-2770. That's 206-388-2770.
Looking for a simple solution to hair loss this summer? Get the same breakthrough one-day treatment I received at Advanced Hair during their once yearly summer savings event. Your own natural hair begins to regrow the very next day, and Advanced Hair guarantees it will grow. Take advantage of your flexible summer calendar and get the most hair for your dollar during their best offer of the year. For details and a free consultation, call 425-449-8185, advancedhair.com.
Reliable, refreshing, and ready every morning. Seattle's Morning News.
Well, a Bay Area restaurant's new policy about kids' behavior has gone viral.
So is it a reasonable reminder about restaurant manners, or does it go too far?
KIRO News Radio's Katrina Gishard is here to tell us why families are talking about it.
Oh, yeah, it's a whole conversation, guys. So if you're a parent, you know going out to eat with your kids, it can be, well, a challenge. I'll just leave it at that.
There's an understatement.
Sometimes making sure they eat is really the least of your worries. I'm talking about trying to avoid meltdowns and keeping them in their seats. Parents have their own rules, but what about restaurants? Well, Chez Sway added some rules to its menu earlier this year, and it's getting a lot of attention. Written across their menu, please control your kids. Banned behavior includes making noise with utensils and shouting. Any unruly behavior includes, or rather will get you kicked out, the whole table. If kids break dishes or damage property, parents have to pay for those repairs. For example, one family paid about $5 after a kid knocked a teacup off a table. But in another case, parents were billed more than $300 after a child dropped and shattered a credit card machine. The owner of the restaurant, Yo-Yo Shui, tells a CBS affiliate the message is not anti-kid.
It's about the principle. I have $5. It's not about that $5 broken teacup. It's about the fact that you came into here not respecting the rules. You let your child play around. They cause some sort of damage. You should be directly responsible. A lot of people very quietly tell me that they support this policy because they don't want to be seen as nosy or, disruptive to other parents.
He says the goal is not to make money. It's to keep staff from becoming, babysitters.
You really can't blame the kids. Kids are kids. Kids will be loud. Kids will cry. It's okay, but it's up to the parents to make the appropriate response.
So he sums it up this way.
We're speaking on behalf of the customers who cannot say the unspoken, and we're speaking on behalf of restaurants who cannot put forth such a blunt and unpolished message to the public. We're happy to start a conversation. This is clearly we've touched a nerve.
I'm a mom, and I've had the experience of dining out with my kids, and it's also really a privilege. And let me tell you, my husband and I, we have rules. And guess what? They are the same rules at home as they are when we're eating out. So I know this caused a huge debate online with people saying, it's too much, or I agree. So you guys are all parents here. Where do you fall on this?
I don't understand the controversy at all. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't have to be asked to pay for something. If my kid broke something, I would say, I've got it covered.
Be
right?
Mortified, too.
Yeah.
Mortified. But you see these parents, though, sometimes it's not the majority. In fact, I think it's just a really small fraction of them who do let their kids run wild. But I've seen it. I'm like, what's going on here? You're in public. What is it like for you, Katrina? Because you've got an infant and two toddlers.
Yeah.
That has to just be such a challenge going out and wrangling kids.
Yes and no. I mean, when we go out all together, it's a great time. And now that I have my parents in town, it's like a table of 7.
Yeah.
So it's a lot, but I appreciate the extra hands. My kids know just at home, it starts there. We're not running around. We're not getting up. We're not playing with utensils. We're not doing it. And if you do it, you go on timeout, whether that means you're going to stand against the wall.
Yeah.
And even if you cry, too bad, you broke the rules. So, I mean, there's a time and a place for play. The dinner table, no matter where it is, home or not, it's not that place.
Got to be respected.
And I got to say, as someone who I have a young kid and also I have worked in restaurants for the last decade or more, not only is this, property damage that can be caused, it's kind of wreaking havoc on the restaurant, it's dangerous. We have servers, we have bussers bussing giant tubs of dishes, kids getting underneath our feet. That is a constant thing that we've experienced at our restaurant. And so, it's kind of, and we don't have this type of policy. It's more of we try to be gentle with the parents and, because it is a family restaurant, but you can't have your kids running around like that and running under people's legs. And it is a danger. And also for other diners in there, they are there to enjoy their meal just like you are. And so loud, raucous kids are definitely a concern.
Sully, does 24-year-old Tommy get out of control at the B at any time?
Well, he might, but that's an entirely different issue, and that's not my
concern. How many dollaritas?
Yeah, that's his concern. That's his. He breaks stuff. He gets in trouble. I'll see him at the county jail. I mean, that's the issue. But this one.
Are you in favor of imprisoning toddlers, Sully?
No, the parents, yes.
The policy is no.
Yeah, duh. I don't get it. Yeah, I mean, I would actually add a $10 service fee if the kids are running around causing a ruckus. Be like, come on, discipline your kids. There's a time and a place, and that ain't it.
I'm with you.
Katrina doesn't mess around.
No.
No nonsense here.
I think more restaurants should do the same thing.
It's 6:53. We check traffic every 10 minutes. Sully, take it away.
Or we could, just launch Jimothy on them. If you don't know what that is, Google Jimothy, and we'll have that at the bottom of the next hour, too. It's probably up at mynorthwest.com. Inside joke.
Thanks. Nightmares.
Yeah, nightmare fuel. Southbound I-5 continues to be our one spot on this Friday light, which is causing some slowing. Again, it's through the forced merge. We lose the express lanes on I-5 South because of construction. So even on a Friday light, we're going to see the brake lights there. But at 42 minutes, Everett to Seattle, I think you're going to put that in the win column. And we're under 40 from Everett into Bellevue with the brake lights there just exclusively right around 522. It hasn't even really materialized yet to 527, which is really good. Olympia to Tacoma, nothing. And then you really don't hit the brakes at all until you're up to about the north end of Boeing Field. That's where we start to see just a little bit of bogging down. But, under 40 from Federal Way to Seattle is a really good travel time. 40 minutes or less, probably closer to 38 to go from Puyallup to Renton. There is some braking from 180th on in as people are trying to work their way into those ramp meters. But if you're in the HOV lane there, legally, taking that flyover, you're not really going to have any issues at all tying into 405. And then Renton to Bellevue is only 20 minutes. Lake bridges are in great shape as well. KIRO News Radio Real-Time Traffic, I'm Chris Sullivan.
Weather for today, pretty perfect for Jimothy to be frolicking through Ballard. Sunshine by afternoon, 75 the high today. Frolicking. Isn't that what a Jimothy would do?
I think so. Ambling?
Terrifying?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Stalking?
Scrambling?
Stalking. Okay, tomorrow, very nice. Again, look up Jimothy if you haven't seen it yet. Clouds tomorrow morning, otherwise sunshine, 76, 79 Sunday. Monday, right on through Thursday, we're going to see lots of sunshine. No more rain in the forecast for the foreseeable future. Warm temperatures next week will be in the mid and upper 80s through at least Thursday. Right now in Seattle, it's cloudy and 60.
You can always text a show on the Muckleshoot Casino and Resort text line, 888-973-5476.
KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey tracking several wildfires in our state. He'll have the latest coming up.
And at 7:15, we speak with Dima Vojdovich again. Last year, we talked about his mission to raise funds for amputees in Ukraine. This year, he's going even further. We'll talk about that at 7:15.
Well, it's official. My friends have all switched to Pure Talk because I told them they could save a bunch of money on a super reliable high-speed network with unlimited data. And because they're my friends, they trust me. As for the rest of you, well, Pure Talk understands that even though you might like me, you're not just going to take my word for it, nor should you. For that reason, and for a very limited time, Pure Talk is offering any of their plans for just $15 a month for the first 3 months, including their top-tier unlimited plan that normally sells for $65 a month. Think of it like a test drive, a super simple way to save $150 while you kick the tires on Pure Talk's blazing fast network, and a fine way to see for yourself why I switched from big wireless, along with a few 100,000 of my closest friends. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and be connected to Pure Talk's friendly U.S. customer service team. Again, dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and let the savings begin.
Jane is a small business owner.
That's right.
And tell them what that's like, Jane.
Yeah, well, it's like a roller coaster with a lot of ups and downs, and some days things can feel like they're flying off the rails.
Yep, it's a lot. But the Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business can help you manage it all. With the largest, fastest fiber-powered network designed for 100% reliability with business internet and wireless connect. Plus gig speeds with security and equipment included. All with a 5-year price lock.
Nice. So everything stays on track.
Exactly. The Total Solutions Advantage. Get started for just $60 a month for 12 months when you add wireless connect to a qualifying internet package. No one does business like Comcast Business.
Limited time offer. Restrictions apply. New customers only. 1-year agreement, paperless billing, and automatic payments with bank account required. $60 offer requires 300 meg internet, security edge, and additional qualifying service. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra.
Be advised, this is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa. This weekend only, today through Sunday. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Be advised, this is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa. This weekend only, today through Sunday. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. 18-month interest-free financing. Our factories have demanded we sell 1,000 hot tubs and swim spas this weekend. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Huge factory incentives, factory rebates, this weekend only. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. We can remove your old hot tub. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Deep, deep discounts. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Just relax and enjoy. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Today, 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. Saturday, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Sunday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Free admission. Free delivery. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Call 833-SPA-SALE or visit hottubandSwimSpaSale.com.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-330-8323 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-330-8323. That's 800-330-8323. What do you have to lose? Call 800-330-8323. Again, 800-330-8323.
Carter Subaru is Seattle's only Subaru dealer with the largest selection of Subarus in Washington. With over 800 vehicles in stock, they have exactly what you're looking for with savings you'll love. Visit Carter Subaru in Shoreline and Ballard or anytime at cartersubaru.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio, KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News.
ABC News, I'm Brian Clark. Wildfire smoke continues to impact air quality across a large swath of the country, says ABC's Matt Rivers in New York.
From the Midwest on down to the Mid-Atlantic, a third straight day of air quality alerts.
When you walk outside, it burns, it stings a little bit.
Air quality advisories in more than a dozen states. Apocalyptic scenes from Chicago to New York.
Texas Governor Greg Abbott says flooding in the Hill Country has killed 2 people. The high water risk has dissipated in the area. President Trump's media company says it will sell quicker access to his social media posts on the Truth Social platform, which he often uses for major announcements that could move markets. Watchdog groups warn this could lead to another way to profit off the presidency. And the cyclosporiasis outbreak that has sickened thousands of people may have been caused by contaminated shredded lettuce supplied to Taco Bell from a supplier in Mexico. Taco Bell says it's replaced that link. This is ABC News. President Trump's longtime teleprompter operators believed to have made tens of thousands of dollars by placing bets on prediction markets on the contents of more than a dozen of Trump's speeches. That's according to sources familiar with the matter. An investigation's been conducted from the Commodity Futures Trading Commission. Gabriel Perez is on leave from the White House. He's not expected to face criminal charges. After an abysmal May, U.S. housing starts picked up in June, says ABC's Jim Ryan.
Home builders have been reluctant to start new projects this year, knowing that home buyers are facing sky-high interest rates. Still, overall housing starts in June came in at a seasonally adjusted annual rate of 1.42 million. That's 19% higher than in May. The same report from the Census Bureau hints at trouble ahead, though. Building permits last month fell by about 3% from the previous month.
Britain's Labour Party officially named Andy Burnham its new leader. He'll become the Prime Minister Monday. I'm Brian Clark, ABC News.
7:02 on KIRO News Radio. Here's what's happening.
A new wildfire burning east of Snoqualmie Pass. That's just one of several. Luke Ducey will have the rundown coming up.
12 apartments in Seattle's Wallingford neighborhood are unlivable after a fire tore through a 3-story building on North 45th yesterday morning. Firefighters had to pull apart the ceiling to reach the flames.
And a car smashed right into the Hungry Dogs diner in Bonnie Lake yesterday. No one was seriously hurt.
At 7:03, we check traffic on the 3s. Here's Chris Sullivan.
And it's about as light as it can be, Charlie, for a Friday. Knocking on whatever. Usually when I say that, things go south. But right now, we're in great shape. There's only just a little bit of red on the map, and it's on I-5 southbound, just south of the Forest Verge in Northgate. And a travel time of 40 minutes from Everett to Seattle at 7 o'clock in the morning. It's a good day. 35 minutes from Everett to Bellevue. They're looking really good. Just some slight hesitation right around 522. Coming the other direction, you don't hit the brakes out of Olympia until you get all the way up to about the Michigan curve. That's how great it is out there. 35 minutes from Federal Way to Seattle, maybe 38, depending on how that volume is past the West Seattle Bridge. Valley Freeway, 35 minutes. Rented to Bellevue is under 20, and the Lake Bridge is wide open. This report brought to you by South Sound Magazine. From inspired homes to unforgettable dining and local culture, South Sound Magazine brings the best of the South Sound to life. Subscribe, southsoundmag.com.
Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and MyNorthwest.com.
Live from East Lake Avenue.
You're listening to Charlie Harger and Manda Factor, Seattle's morning news.
Good morning. Several new wildfires are burning across Washington after yesterday's thunderstorms brought widespread lightning to the state.
Hundreds of homes are in the path of the flames, with level 3 evacuations in effect in some areas. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey is live with the latest.
There are now new fires in Franklin, Okanagan, and Kittitas counties. While we're speaking, let's start in Kittitas, where the Three Queens fire is burning just northwest of Lake Cochise. According to the local fire chief there.
I've been up here a long time. I've not ever seen it quite as dry as it is. So those are things that make the hair on the back of my neck stand up when I hear fires this close to Snoqualmie Pass, putting out spot fires that far.
You don't want the hairs on the back of the necks of firefighters going up. That's not great. The fire is a length of about 19 football fields now north of I-90. Let's hope it doesn't creep down closer to I-90 to get it under control. The U.S. Forest Service has air and ground crews at that scene. Let's go to Omak now in eastern Washington. A lightning strike there caused the Kaiser Canyon fire, which stretches over 2,100 acres right now. That's the size of 650 Costco's. I don't know if you shop at Costco. That's a lot. That's a big area.
Yeah.
They've got bulldozers digging fire lines there and trying to get containment. Crews on the ground and air as well there. About 30 miles away from there on the Coville Reservation in the town of Nespelem. More lightning strikes, another fire, and level 3 evacuations in some areas. Residents being told to get out now in some of those areas. Just go, get to safety. And if you're watching on our YouTube feed, I want to share some things with you. First, let's go back to the Snoqualmie Pass fire, or the fire that's near there in Kittitas. Those flames that you're seeing there, and what you're seeing is the hills in the background where the fire is, and you're seeing flames and smoke if you're not watching. But if you are, those flames must be at least 100 feet in the air. I mean, that's incredible. A couple of maps to give you an idea of how bad fire season is right now, and we're not even into August. There are dozens of fires across the state. On this map, and on another map, I should say, just about every area east of the Cascades is at an extremely high risk level for wildfire. Most of western Washington is at high risk, including the Seattle and Tacoma area down in Olympia. It's the consistent hot, dry summer that we've been having. The Department of Natural Resources, by the way, has implemented a ban burn, Charlie and Manda, starting today in the land that they operate. But I think if you start going to the other side of the Cascades and into the Cascades, you're going to be starting seeing signs about dry conditions and burn ban. It's just not worth it. Don't do it.
Yeah, be very careful. Luke Ducey reporting live.
Newly released security video captures the terrifying moments two Arlington families narrowly escaped being struck by stray bullets at a kid's birthday party. Here's KIRO 7 TV's Nia Bliss.
Tim Hand says he was getting ready for his son's birthday party when gunfire had his family scrambling on Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, that's one. We think there are a few more that hit the roof.
Though the former Marine is still counting bullets in his front yard days after the shooting.
We count our blessings, and we're very grateful and fortunate.
The Snohomish County Sheriff's Office says while the people who fired these guns on their property were allowed to do so, they are still referring charges of reckless endangerment.
The full Seattle City Council could vote as soon as next Tuesday on a measure that would double the city's transit sales tax. Thursday, that's yesterday, Council Committee unanimously approved the Seattle Transit measure, which would raise the tax from 0.15% to 0.3% for 10 years. At least 75% of the money must be used for transit service. Here's Councilmember Dan Strauss.
This is a transit measure. This isn't a transportation measure. This isn't a sidewalks measure. It's not a staffing measure. We should be reserving the dollars within this measure for transit.
If the full council approves, the measure goes to Seattle voters in November.
Next week, the city of Tukwila could make camping in public places a crime.
During public comment before a city council committee this week, this woman took issue with the term camping being used.
People who are unhoused and are in a public space are not there because it is the best option or this is fun in any way. They're in these spaces because they have no other option.
Patrick Burnite with We Heart Seattle says at one point he was an addict living in a tent.
Being in a tent does not help anybody. A tent is a super temporary solution. That never really seems to work.
Violators would face fines of up to $1,000 or even jail time. The full Tukwila City Council is expected to vote on the ordinance on Monday. Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
Seattle's longest-running radio news show. Seattle's Morning News on KIRO News Radio.
It's 7:08. We've made it to Friday. It's July 17th.
That's Manda Factor. I'm Charlie Harger. We're still talking about Jimothy.
Oh, yes. Yes. The more we talk about him, the more terrified I am.
Yeah. If you haven't seen that, we'll have Luke Doozy with a report on this raccoon that looks a little different going around Seattle. That'll be coming up. Well, thanks for being here on this Friday. And big plans. You've got the Mariners game tonight.
Mariners game tonight. Fire truck party tomorrow.
Look at you.
All set.
Okay. What about you, Sully? You got the game tonight?
Yep, gonna get Tommy to the game.
Nice.
So that's gonna be great.
Nice. Okay.
So we're gonna go after he gets off putting up a HVAC unit on a house, in a business today. He'll come home, take a nap. Then we're gonna catch light rail down.
Fabulous.
And then go check it out. So I'm excited.
Okay. One of the highlights of my weekend. I'm taking Big Didi out today.
Nice.
Got a dump run. That's just
dump runs are the best. And by the way, you're not going to the game tonight because you got a big tournament with Sam tomorrow. And is this the Banana Ball rules weekend?
Yeah. This is going to be a lot of fun.
That should be fun at that age.
It'll be fun watching the kids play this because it's completely different. And it'll also be fun watching the umpires trying to figure out because the rules are different. So I think this is just going to be a fun celebration this weekend.
Excellent. Coming up from the streets of Seattle to the volcanoes of Iceland, last year we introduced you to Dima Vojtovic. His mission to run for Ukraine, well, he's back, and this time he's going twice as far.
And he'll be joining us. In today's 735 commentary, I reflect on the past year of doing the commentary, how I got here, and what I've learned going into year 2.
It's 7:10. Computer tablets issued to King County jail inmates are being broken apart and used as weapons. That's according to Corrections Guild President Dennis Folk, who says a staff member was cut in the leg when an inmate being transferred to Western State Hospital tried to stab officers with one. Folk is calling for tablets to be taken away from inmates in restrictive housing and mental health units.
The biggest thing that I have is if you break a tablet, you're not issued one for the rest of your booking. They shouldn't, be granted special access that, hey, it's okay to break it and we're just going to buy you another one.
We've reached out to King County's Department of Adult and Juvenile Detention for comment.
A child exploitation investigation in Bremerton has taken a surprising turn. Here's KIRO News Radio's Katrina Gashard.
Bremerton police now say the man publicly accused of sending inappropriate messages to a minor wasn't the suspect at all. He was the victim. After seizing and analyzing his electronic devices, detectives determined someone in another state had stolen his identity and carried out the alleged crimes. Investigators say a potential suspect has now been identified, and the case has been turned over to the FBI and out-of-state authorities. Katrina Gashard, KIRO News Radio.
A head-on crash in Marysville yesterday afternoon left a 55-year-old Everett man dead. Marysville officer TJ San Miguel says he was driving a pickup that collided with an SUV near 128th and Smoky Point Boulevard.
We're not entirely sure who caused the collision or what the nature of the collision was, why it occurred. We don't know if there were medical things involved or anything, including any kind of intoxicants.
His 30-year-old passenger was seriously hurt. The driver of the SUV and 3 children, including 2 1-year-olds and an 8-year-old, suffered minor injuries. No word yet what caused it.
2 women are suing Washington's Department of Corrections.
The lawsuit filed this week over the use of X-ray body scanners in dry cell solitary confinement at the state's women's prison in Rosedale. The proposed class action alleges cruel punishment, due process and privacy violations, and negligence. Attorney John Cummings represented a whistleblower related to the case.
DOC has policies that acknowledge it is devastatingly harmful to inmates to be in solitary confinement. But those policies currently permit that same treatment to be imposed on people in their dry cell program.
The plaintiffs want a judge to declare the practice unlawful, reform scanner and dry cell policy statewide, and award damages and attorney's fees. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
It's 7:12. Time before a check on our forecast. Clouds this morning, sunshine for the afternoon. Those crazy storms have moved on. For tomorrow and Sunday, again, look for some morning clouds and then sunshine by afternoon. 76 tomorrow, 79 Sunday, and then it's going to be quite toasty next week. Monday right on through Thursday at least. Sunshine and highs in the mid and upper 80s. Right now in Seattle, cloudy and 60.
Time to check in with Sully for traffic on the 3s.
And this is one of the nicer Fridays we've had in a while. So I think after the week we've had with the return to Revive I-5, I think we've earned it, especially those of you on I-5 southbound. You do hit the brakes pretty hard around the forced merge in Northgate, but then it eases off pretty quickly. By the time you're down to 85th, it's not too bad the rest of the way. So about 42 minutes maybe from Everett into Seattle. So for a Friday, even a Friday light, that's pretty good, and that's better than what we had during Revive I-5 Fridays up before that World Cup reprieve. For 405, not too bad through Canyon Park or at Bothell. We're under 40 minutes on the trip from Everett to Bellevue, so pretty good there too. Olympia to Tacoma, no problems. 30 minutes there, and then nothing really. Olympia all the way up to about the north end of Boeing Field. It's really nice. 38 minutes from Federal Way to Seattle. Valley Freeway 35. The only braking you're going to hit there is trying to tie into 405 and then through those ramp meters. And once you get to 405 itself and you're on the freeway rolling, it's only 18 minutes to get you up into Bellevue. Across the lake, nice and easy. Nothing on 16 or 18 so far to get in your way. So all in all, we're off to a really good start, and we're having a pretty good day. This report brought to you by Home Comfort Alliance. Is the AC not working? Well, don't assume the worst. Home Comfort Alliance repairs first and only replaces if needed. Get a real pricing quote in 60 seconds at homecomfortalliance.com.
Seattle's morning news. Always live, always connected. Stream, watch, subscribe, and share at mynorthwest.com.
220 miles to rebuild lives in Ukraine.
That is the mission ahead of Dima Vojtovic, who will be embarking on a daunting challenge across the terrain of Iceland to raise money for Ukrainians who have lost limbs during the war with Russia.
This is such an important fundraiser. We have spoken with you before, Dima. Dima, thanks for joining us again on Seattle's Morning News.
Thank you so much for having me.
Tell us, first of all, why is this such an important issue to you?
I mean, I am from Ukraine. I was born there. I live here for 22 years now, and I consider myself an American Ukrainian. And when the war started, it just became something that I wanted to be involved. And when I learned that it's only $1,000 to fund rehabilitation work for somebody in Ukraine, I'm like, I'm all in. What can I do? And I run. So it was my way to support those people and help them out.
Last year when we spoke, you only did 100 miles, just a measly 100 miles. Now you're going 220. How did you arrive at that number?
Well, let me correct you. It was 102 miles.
Oh, sorry.
Manda.
I'm so sorry.
It was because of my mistake of planning but yes, I mean, last year it was 100 miles around Seattle. So we had a lot of Seattleites just joining me on the run, but it was the hottest hottest day of the year. So this time I was like, all right, what can I do not to do that? Let's go where it's cold. At least it will be hail or snow because of my luck, but at least I don't have to do it in 100-degree weather.
So this is quite a distance. Is there any significance to it being 220 miles, or did you just go, hey, I want to go here and there, well, past that volcano and through that thermal pit?
Yeah, I just decided, let's double it. Last year we raised $22,000. We helped 22 people to fund their rehabilitation work for a month. And this year, I said, let's double it. Let's do 44. And so the mileage increased twice, and I just like round numbers, so I decided to do 220.
Tell us about what goes into getting ready to do 220 miles.
It's just pure running, running every day pretty much, and you just put miles on your feet and try to recover after that, and you run for multiple months before that, and eventually you get to that point where you can sustain such mileage.
Dima, what does rehabilitation look like when people donate this money? What's happening for people who are the recipients?
I mean, right now, there's a lot of civilians who are getting injured due to drones being used. So the number of civilians who are losing their legs or arms is just staggering. And right now, it's simply to be able to walk again, to be able to use their hands, which they lost. I mean, it's just, imagine simply holding your child or just going on a walk. It's pure life, like just simply getting back into their normality in their life. So it's changing their lives. And plus, they're doing a lot of psychological work with them, because I cannot imagine losing my legs. No. So can you imagine what they're going through? When we spoke last year, could you have imagined that this war would still be going on? I couldn't. I thought by the time I was going to run the 100 miles, the war will be over. Every time I think that, but it's still going on. And I mean, we cannot just stand back and so I decided to make this annual fundraiser. And even if the war will be over, there's still going to be a lot of people who are going to need our help. You have obviously many friends and family who still live in Ukraine. Yeah. Can you describe what their mindset is like now? Here we are more than 3 years into this war. Every time I talk to my family, some of them are serving, some of them are just normal civilians, but everybody's resilient, everybody's not giving up. Everybody's always telling me, like, we're going to win this war. We're here to save Ukraine, to save our lives. So, and I mean, listening to that is just unimaginable to me, but I'm always supportive of that. What can people like us who don't run 220 miles, what can we do to support the people of Ukraine? I mean, it's simply sharing the message, right? I'm sharing the message of all the struggles that they're going through, but also donating, sharing. It's only $1,000, right, for one person. So imagine changing the life of one person. So right now, we're just trying to raise some funds for that. Before we talk about raising funds, talk to me about your diet. What are you able to eat if you are running all these miles every day? The best part in running so much is that you can eat anything you want. And I as much as you love want. It. Yes, yes. I personally love pizza, so I go through every place in Seattle and, search for best pizza in the place. Ooh, when you find a new one, let me know, because pizza's my favorite. Oh, yeah. All right. So, Dima, if people want to find out more, if they want to donate, help the people of Ukraine, especially with so many injuries, and the way you're able to help them, how do they find out more? I mean, you can simply Google 220 miles to rebuild lives, and you'll be able to find some links. But you can go to the Volia Fund, which is a Seattle-based fund, we're all volunteers, and they do an amazing work. So Volia.fund, that's their website, and simply donate to the You Able initiative, and that's the initiative that supports the people who lost their limbs in the war. And when is your trip? It's in less than 2 weeks, so I'm flying out on 31st. Are you ready? I'm all ready. I'm all in. Awesome. I'm very excited. Who do you have going with you? Nobody. Okay. Nobody wanted to participate in something like this. We'll be with you in spirit. Trust me, I offered it to a lot of people. They said, no way. We better put a GPS tracker on this guy. He can just, I'm in Iceland. He's there eating pizza. And... I'll have some videos of proof just for that. Best of luck on your journey. We'll put up some information about this over at mynorthwest.com. Dima Vojdovich, thank you. Thanks, Mike. So I did a little number crunching here. Okay. So if you were to drive from Seattle and drive 220 miles south, which is the distance Dima is going to run,
you'd be in Salem, Oregon.
No, not so bad.
Not so bad.
Let's do it.
No.
Good for him. He's such a nice guy and doing really great work.
Yeah, and such a kind man, too. So the Voila Fund, if you do Google it, it's 220 miles to rebuild lives.
Yes. Just about 7:23 now. We need to check traffic. We do that every 10 minutes on the threes. Chris Sullivan, it's Friday. What's happening?
Well, we're picking up just a little bit of braking now in a couple of different places. The usual suspects, even when it's as light as it is today, and it is light, we're going to see this, especially northbound I-5. Now we're starting to see the brake lights as we work our way past the north end of Boeing Field towards the West Seattle Bridge. Give yourself 40 minutes to make that drive from Federal Way to Seattle, which overall is not too bad. And really, from Olympia to Tacoma, you're not going to hit the brakes till you get up to that north end part of Boeing Field. Rented to Bellevue, so I'm off and on braking from about the Maple Valley Highway up to 30th. About 22 minutes to make that drive to Bellevue, which again is a win. Behind that on the Valley Freeway, just a little annoying under the freeway speed limit stuff here and there, primarily north of Emerald Downs to Kent, and then at the north end as you're trying to tie into 405. And then Renton to Bellevue, as I said, not bad. Overall, it's under 40 from Puyallup up to Renton. Pierce County is quiet. So is Thurston. Looking at a little braking, approaching the Tacoma Narrows Bridge on eastbound 16, a little bit over the top of Tiger Mountain on eastbound 18. And then coming down from the north end, a lot better than we've experienced the last 3 days on that drive out of Linwood. You don't hit the brakes on I-5 till you're right around 130th, maybe inside that actually, and then you get out of it before you're down to 85th. So all in all, 42 to 44 minutes from Everett into Seattle. That's a pretty good day considering what we're dealing with. And for 405, it's about 40 minutes with just the braking around Canyon Park and 522, but yellow, not red on the map. So again, we're doing okay. This report brought to you by the KIRO Newsradio App. Text app to 888-973-5476. Download the KIRO Newsradio App where you can listen to your favorite shows, get the latest news and updates sent right to your phone.
These morning clouds should burn off. We're headed for a high this afternoon of 75. Same sort of deal for tomorrow, 76 a forecast high, 79 on Sunday. But then the heat up begins Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We're talking highs in the mid to upper 80s. Right now in Seattle, it's 60 and cloudy.
And coming up, KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey has more on our new friend Jimothy, a little critter taking Ballard by storm.
And at 7:35, I'll take a look back at 1 year now of writing daily commentaries, things I've learned. That's coming up on Seattle's Morning News.
This hour is brought to you by CM Heating.
KIRO News Radio, where you hear the John Curley Show, 3 to 7.
If 20 people were asked to choose toppings for a pizza, and the majority were not asked to pay for any of the toppings, they would probably choose, the majority would, the most delicious and therefore the most expensive. Government should list the price of the toppings and everybody should pay something. We are ruled by the ignorant, elected by the ignorant, and that is the case.
Watch live or later on the John Curley Show's YouTube channel.
For over 50 years, Bucky's Complete Auto Repair has been the one locals trust for honest pricing, expert service, guaranteed repairs. This dedication has earned them a Carfax Preferred designation. This is Sully. At Bucky's, every customer gets detailed Carfax updates, timely service reminders, a full service history. It's all right there at your fingertips. With 16 family-owned locations and no appointment needed, easy financing, Bucky's makes auto care simple. Visit buckys.com today and drive with confidence.
Our founders believed that freedom wasn't just a word. It was a way of life. The freedom to move forward, the freedom to pursue what matters most, the freedom to live fully. But aging has a way of taking those freedoms away. That's why there's Longevity Medical Clinic. John Curley here. My best move was becoming a patient of Longevity Medical Clinic years ago, and second best move, getting my wife, Nicole, to join me this year. Stop guessing and start working with a doctor who knows your goals and get personalized care designed around you, not the average patient. Discover what's holding you back and what can help you thrive with longevity. Aging is natural, but some of the effects are undesirable, and you don't want to have to just accept it. So this year, as we celebrate 250 years of freedom, ask yourself a simple question. Are you living with the freedom you deserve? Get real answers about your health and get your free health analysis at Longevity Medical Clinic. Find out more at lmclinic.com.
At Seattle Children's Hospital, 1 in 3 patient families can't afford the food their kids need to heal. A child recovering from surgery and the family struggling to put nutritious food on the table. That's why Seattle Children's, Safeway, and Seahawk Jackson Smith and Jigba launched the Food First Project to fight pediatric food insecurity by providing grocery cards, produce vouchers, and food as medicine programs for families. No barriers, just help. 12s, we need you. Learn more at Safeway.com. Again, that's Safeway.com.
You're in charge of ordering boxes. Small boxes, big boxes, really big boxes. You're in charge of tape, labels, mailers, bubble wrap, extra bubble wrap, just for fun. You're in charge of warehouse cleaning and safety supplies. Good thing there's Uline. Thousands of quality products for your business and warehouse needs, always in stock, ready to ship same day, and backed by Uline's legendary 24/7 customer service. Uline makes it easy because you already do enough. Uline. We warehouse for you.
Les Schwab Tires has always believed that taking care of people is the right thing to do. Today, that means more than trusted service. It means delivering real value, too. That's why we're lowering prices on hundreds of tires without changing the service and expertise you've always counted on. Consumer Reports named Les Schwab the best tire retailer for 2026. We'll keep working every day to earn your trust. See leschwab.com for details.
Summer calls for road travel across our region. Have you noticed more vehicles on our highways and local roads? Obviously, traffic in the city is going to be crowded, especially with the Ship Canal Bridge construction. But there have been a ton more people heading north on I-5 and east on I-90 for weekends and holidays than again on Sundays coming home. More people on the roads means more accidents. And if you're not careful, you'll find yourself on the shoulder exchanging information. If you're one of the unlucky ones or know a friend or family member, reverse your fortune by having Harold Carr Law Offices deal with insurance. While you're resting, receiving physical therapy, and taking time off work, Harold Carr Law Offices will negotiate with insurance on your behalf while compiling necessary paperwork and getting you the best recovery possible. 7 locations across Western Washington and a track record of success for their clients. Carr is spelled with 2 R's. C-A-R-R. CarLaw.com. C-A-R-R. Car accident? Call Carr.
Summertime means sunshine, baseball games, beach trips, hiking, and more. So don't let your bank stop you from having fun. Free checking at WaFd Bank is the way to go. There are no minimum balances or monthly maintenance fees to worry about. Plus, you'll get spending tools and the latest technology to help you stay on budget. Not only is WaFd Bank rated a best bank, we have more than 200 branches to serve you across 9 western states, so you have access wherever you are. Visit wafdbank.com to open your account. Additional fees may apply. Member FDIC.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Advanced Hair Restoration, the simple one-day hair loss solution that's guaranteed to regrow your own natural hair. AdvancedHair.com. AdvancedHair.com.
Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and MyNorthwest.com.
Live from East Lake Avenue.
You're listening to Charlie Harger and Manda Factor, Seattle's morning news.
Good morning. It's 7:30. As we dry out from the rain and the thunderstorms, a big warm-up is on the way.
KIRO 7 TV's Jason Sloss reports the Three Queens fire is burning about 25 acres just east of Snoqualmie Pass.
Fire officials say it started around 9 Wednesday night with lightning strikes in the area. Chief Jay Weissman with Snoqualmie Pass Fire and Rescue says that fire is also throwing out spot fires up to a quarter mile.
I've been up here a long time. I've not have ever seen it quite as dry as it is. So those are things that make the hair on the back of my neck stand up when I hear fires this close to Snoqualmie Pass, putting out spot fires that far.
Making matters even worse is the statewide drought emergency.
Seattle's Wallingford neighborhood is seeing a surge in break-ins. Here's KIRO 7 TV's Jake Chapman.
According to SPD's crime dashboard, this time last year, the neighborhood had 56 reported burglaries. This year, 96. And Ostro and other small business owners have been pleading with the city for help.
But in terms of any additional surveillance, any action, any policy change, there's been nothing.
So we called District 4 Council member Maritza Rivera.
Because we just don't have enough funding to be able to manage for the constant break-ins to all of these businesses.
If nothing is done to address this problem.
Do you think if you keep on getting hit like this, you could stay open?
We're at the end of our lifelines.
A raccoon with an unusual appearance is turning heads and going viral in Seattle's Ballard neighborhood.
The animal has been nicknamed Jimothy, and it sparked thousands of comments as people wonder what makes it look so different.
Here's Luke with more.
All right, let's take a look at why Jimothy looks a little bit different. If you're watching on our YouTube feed, doesn't look like an everyday raccoon. There he is. It's like someone, if you're not watching, put their hand on his nose and behind and scrunched him together. And as Sully noticed earlier, his head kind of sits a little bit high. Doesn't look like he can move his head really, left or right much. Kind of looks like a monkey almost.
You know what else I thought? He kind of looks like, if you guys have ever seen a bat, when it's on, not flying, obviously, but kind of crawling. Kind of looks like that a little bit.
Or Wile E. Coyote after it's been squashed into an accordion.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, I was thinking, I have the wiener dogs. This is the opposite of a wiener dog because it has the long legs and the short body.
Yeah. Yeah, you kind of want to
it's just odd.
You kind of want to grab Jimothy here and just kind of, pull him, stretch him.
He doesn't have a tail either. That trademark raccoon fluffy tail.
He doesn't. Well, here's how one neighbor described Jimothy to KIRO 7 TV.
Kind of has some sort of physical abnormality. Kind of looks a little bit like a cryptid. Almost a little supernatural. Kind of like Bigfoot or a Yeti or something. Kind of becoming infamous really quickly.
She calls him infamous. Yeah, maybe she was nervous being interviewed. But I want to assume best intentions because I don't like that she called him infamous. But she also said this.
Kind of looks a little bit like a cryptid, but very cute.
Very cute. I just hate to see anyone making fun of Jimothy, which a lot of people are doing online. The haters. It's horrible.
I would never do such a thing.
Little guy. Let's all embrace him. A veterinarian says the raccoon appears to have a condition. It's rare, known as short spine syndrome. Other animals have this as well. Neighbors have reported Jimothy drinking from a dog bowl, walking across their decks, and even perched in a tree like every other raccoon does. The Department of Fish and Wildlife says it hasn't received any reports of the animal, but it seems to be moving around just fine. It's getting food on its own, so it's okay. Everything's good. If you spot him, Fish and Wildlife says just admire him from a distance. Leave him alone. He looks like a sweet guy who's just living his best raccoon life. And I suspect his life is now going to get even better because, they also say wildlife officials don't feed raccoons ever. Don't do it. But darn well that everyone in Ballard now is putting out food
I feel bad
for Jimothy.
Jimothy.
But he's been like this. He doesn't know any different, and he's doing great.
Apparently, he's been around for some time. There are sightings back a couple of years.
Yeah, a couple of years. He pops up on Reddit every year, and now is his big chance. Thanks, Luke. It's time to check traffic. Here's Chris Sullivan.
I will have to check with Rick Riz later to see if he's throwing out the first pitch tonight as the Mariners take on San Francisco. All in all, we're in a very good spot across the board. There is braking now and about a 10-minute delay getting through I-5 southbound through that forced merge in Northgate. The brake lights begin inside of 145th. It's about 45 minutes, though, from Everett to Seattle. You compare that to about the 40 minutes we have from Everett to Bellevue, and you can kind of see the difference. 405, though, is starting to bog down through the construction zone at 527. Northbound I-5, definitely seeing some more brake lights past the north end of Boeing Field. Give yourself 45 minutes there from Federal Way to Seattle. And the Renton S-curves have really bogged down up to 30th now. Give yourself about 25 minutes to get up to Bellevue. Behind that, the Valley Freeway, though, is running around 40. Olympia to Tacoma is wide open. KIRO Newsradio Real-Time Traffic, I'm Chris Sullivan.
And our forecast, it's going to be really nice after the clouds burn off. We'll see sunshine and 75 for today, 79 on Sunday. Oops, I skipped Saturday, didn't I? Clouds in the morning, sunshine in the afternoon, 76, and then hot for next week, mid and upper 80s through Thursday. Right now in Seattle, we still have clouds, a little bit of a sun break, and 60 degrees.
Seattle's Morning News on KIRO News Radio.
Time for the 7:35 commentary. 1 year ago tomorrow, I started a daily commentary on Seattle's morning news. But to tell you where this really started, I have to go back to 1989. Back then, I was a high school freshman. I got hooked on journalism, spent all 4 years on the student newspaper. I also thought it was very important for people to know my opinions back then, so I started a column. It was called Charger Chat. Get it? C. Harger, Charger. It was very hard-hitting stuff. I'm sure the administration trembled at my opinions. By the time I graduated in 1993, I figured something out. Calling balls and strikes was more interesting, to me at least, than telling people what team to root for. So I put the opinions away for over 30 years. When Dave Ross retired and I improbably and unexpectedly became the host of this show, I didn't want people to think, rather, that I was copying Dave. Decades in a news career, and I'd gotten pretty good at not having opinions, or at least not admitting to having them. So it went that way on this show for months. Then the boss says, hey, you might want to bring a point of view to some segments of the show, which is management speak for bring a point of view to some segments of the show. So I toyed with calling it Charger Chat again, decided against it. Some things should stay in high school. But this audience really likes a commentary at 7:35. So every weekday since, you've got me opining. The kid with the column is back, just has a longer commute. Well, we're a year in now, and I figured out a few things. You might notice I tend to focus on local issues. There are entire cable channels devoted to national politics. One tells you what a fabulous job the guy in the White House is doing. The other tells you how awful and old he is. 4 years ago, those positions were reversed. Those networks spend 24/7 talking about national politics with dozens of opinions shared every day, and I can't add much to that conversation. But you know what I've noticed after decades of covering this state? Almost nobody's watching what's happening 10 miles from your house with the same energy you see on cable news. Your property taxes, your bus route, the cops staffing your city, the rule that let a guy with 16 warrants walk out of a court on a promise. That stuff affects your life more than most of what's on cable, and it gets a fraction of the attention. And Democrats around here control roughly 60% of the state legislature, and they're probably going to pick up a couple more seats this November. The last Republican governor won in 1980. Republicans have no power in Seattle, King County, or Washington state politics. So when I'm critical of leaders or policies, it's not because I have it in for Democrats. I don't. I have my eye on those in charge. And I get messages from listeners who think I'm too hard on the left. I get messages from listeners who say they're on to me. I'm a closet liberal. Same week. I figure if both tribes are mad at me, I'm probably standing in roughly the right spot. Okay, something I'm working on is variety. A retired state lawmaker named Brian sends me feedback on the text line. Sent me a note a little while ago that I have taken to heart. I can't be on full blast every day. Most days, but not every day. One more thing. I love this state. I love the city of Seattle. I love the people who live here. When I'm critical, when I go after a policy on a spending decision or a system that's failing, it's not because I think this place is a lost cause. The criticism comes from the same place the love does. You don't bark about things you don't care about. And I didn't fully appreciate how much work this was, doing a commentary. Dave Ross did it for years. That's when I tried doing it myself. It's just unbelievable what Dave was able to accomplish all those years. So every morning at 7:35, you let me into your car, your kitchen, your commute. That's a privilege, and I don't plan on wasting it. Here's to year two. And that's the 7:35 commentary for Friday, July 17th, 2026. You can text us on the Muckleshoot Casino and Resort text line, 888-973-5476, YouTube live at KIRO Newsradio, and you can also leave a comment at mynorthwest.com.
Yes, some things should be left in high school, and I'm really glad you picked up the torch and ran with it.
Yeah, it's amazing what Dave did all those years.
Yeah. We just need some singing.
No, we don't.
From time to time. Time to get the multi-track synthesizer going.
Yeah. All right.
Let's do your next legislative preview.
That's year two, Sully. That's year two.
That starts next week.
Okay.
Does it not?
7:40. What's coming up in traffic?
Well, we've jumped up to about 50 minutes now from Everett to Seattle. We'll talk about the breaking in Northgate coming up next.
It's 7:41 now on KIRO News Radio.
Remember when you didn't think you had to think about energy? You just had it? Well, now it's the midday crash, the sleepless nights, the moments where you catch yourself thinking, what happened to me? Well, here's the thing. Nothing's wrong with you. Your hormones just stopped holding up your end of the deal. At Juvicor Health and Wellness Center, hormone replacement therapy isn't a guessing game. It starts with a real sit-down conversation with a female provider who's heard your story before because she hears it every single day. Dr. Lucy Hostetter is a board-certified physician and has spent 7 years doing one thing exceptionally well. That's helping women feel like themselves again. Your treatment is built around your labs, your symptoms, and your life. And the follow-up is real, because feeling better shouldn't be a one-appointment promise. Now they have 2 convenient locations, Tacoma and Bellevue. They expanded from their flagship home at Seattle Regenerative Medicine Center. Great care is now closer than ever. Don't Google your symptoms at 2 in the morning. Start a conversation with someone who actually has the answers. JuvicorHealth.com. That's Juve Core Health.com. Feel like yourself again.
Wow, Sarah, these window coverings are gorgeous. Did you guys do this yourself?
No way, it's all Hunter Douglas. My local expert came to our home, brought samples, and helped us see everything in our actual light, then measured perfectly and handled the installation.
If you're planning a remodel, moving into a new home, or simply ready to elevate how your space feels, Westco Blinds, your neighborhood Hunter Douglas expert, offers custom, beautifully crafted window treatments thoughtfully designed for life. Whether it's blinds, shades, shutters, or drapes, our products fit your windows perfectly. And with smart home options, you control the light and privacy with a tap or on schedule. Hunter Douglas window treatments are an investment in quality, backed by a lifetime limited warranty and ongoing support from your trusted local expert, Westco Blinds. Call now to schedule your free in-home design consultation. Call 206-285-5455, 206-285-5455, 206-285-5455.
7:43, we check traffic on the 3s with Sully.
As we push towards 8 o'clock, we're starting to see a lot more volume out there, a little bit more company for you, and our travel times are following up. But it is Friday light in terms of our travel time total. If you're coming down from the north end, we have pushed up to about 50 minutes now from Everett into the Seattle area. The brake lights there are pretty heavy from 145th down to about 85th. They do kind of break free as you approach the 520 interchange. So, much better than we've seen during the rest of the week, but still kind of a tough drive. For 405, it's a 10-minute faster trip. We're looking at 40 minutes from Everett to Bellevue. Brake lights there from Canyon Park down through Bothell. A little lighter than you might have expected. We're up to about 45 minutes now from Federal Way to Seattle with the brake lights there at the north end of Boeing Field, and they're pretty heavy around the corner up towards the West Seattle Bridge. So a lot heavier than it was just even 15 minutes ago. But overall, from Olympia all the way to Seattle, you really don't hit the brakes until you get up to that north end part of Boeing Field, which is pretty good. Now, Renton to Bellevue is hovering around a half an hour now. We've added about 10 minutes over the last half an hour on that drive. The S-curves are very active, and it's been slow up the hill through the construction zone and then down towards 44th. But after that, it's not too bad. Really not too much in Bellevue either. Behind that on the Valley Freeway, though, 40 minutes or less up 167. Pretty good corridor there. Pierce County looking really good. 18 and 16 are fine, and the lake bridges are wide open in both directions. This report brought to you by Home Comfort Alliance. Is the AC not working? Well, don't assume the worst. Home Comfort Alliance gets repairs first and only replaces if needed. Get a real pricing quote in 60 seconds. HomeComfortAlliance.com.
Morning clouds and afternoon sun through the weekend with highs in the mid-70s. We start to heat up by Monday, upper 80s in the forecast. Right now in Seattle, it's 58.
Well, we are hearing from businesses in Pioneer Square after the World Cup, and we've told you this morning they are now looking for ways to keep the party going. Well, one person we know quite well has some ideas. Charlie, Ursula Reutin stops by. Coming up next here on Seattle's Morning News.
Word here for Closets by Design. Mornings fall apart when closets don't work. The pantry's jammed in your garage. It is useless. Most homes were never designed for real life. Closets by Design is not just closets. We're talking garages, pantries, laundry rooms, home offices, wall beds, all custom built, nothing off a shelf. Everything finally has a place. Limited time, 40% off, plus an additional 15% off, and 18 months 0% financing on approved credit if paid in full. Go to closetsbydesign.com or call them 1-800-BY-DESIGN.
Meet Lee Platts, a renter whose possessions fill not only her apartment, but also the darkest corners of a mini storage unit. A land of both truth and fiction. Truth, everything inside is protected by Progressive. Fiction, one day Lee will fit into her clothes from senior year of high school. Renters, discover coverage for what you love and what you can't get rid of in Progressive's Protection Zone. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
The sounds of summer. They're great until they're not. Luckily, AutoZone has free battery testing and charging
Let me check that for you.
to help make a rough moment smooth. Don't miss the Celebrate Free event at AutoZone. Free products with select deals until July 27th. And free services every day. Restrictions apply.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Washington drivers share the road with thousands of semi-trucks, but new reporting and federal investigations have unveiled that as many as 1 in 5 of those trucks are operated by chameleon carriers, trucking companies that rack up crashes and safety violations only to close and reopen under a new name with a clean record. If you've been injured in a trucking accident, time may be running out to recover. Call Davis Law Group today at 206-888-8888 or visit davislawgroupseattle.com.
Insulation rebates from PSE are at historic highs. American Crawl Space and Pest Services gave over $3 million in PSE insulation rebates last year, more than any contractor in Washington. Homeowners, business owners, and PSE trust American Crawl Space and Pest Services. Was your home built before 1990? Visit AmericanCrawl.com to see how much you can save on replacing your insulation.
American Crawl, the heroes you call.
Be advised, this is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa. This weekend only, today through Sunday. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Be advised, this is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa. This weekend only, today through Sunday. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. 18-month interest-free financing. Our factories have demanded we sell 1,000 hot tubs and swim spas this weekend. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Huge factory incentives, factory rebates, this weekend only. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. We can remove your old hot tub. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Deep, deep discounts. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Just relax and enjoy. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Today, 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. Saturday, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Sunday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Free admission. Free delivery. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Call 833-SPA-SALE or visit hottubandSwimSpaSale.com.
Bringing you Seattle's morning news since 1974. This is KIRO Newsradio.
Amanda, can I just say the studio smells fabulous?
Oh, of course it does, because Ursula Reutin walked in the door.
Why, hello. Good morning.
Good morning,
Friday.
Ursula. Thanks for joining
Friday.
us today.
Thank you. And thank you for having me. Well, you talked about it a little bit, the momentum created by World Cup matches here in Seattle. And I was just curious because how do we keep this party going?
Well, you took in the festivities. You went down and walked around the crowds and everything, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So 2 games I watched from the outskirts. So I went to Pioneer Square and Westlake Center, and I really wanted to see for myself. I knew I wasn't going to go to a match. I mean, I just wasn't willing to shell out that kind of money. But I wanted to kind of capture what everyone from outside of Seattle and from around the world, what they were saying and the glowing reviews that they were giving being here, because so often we get mired in the whole Seattle's dying or, oh my gosh, it's a hellhole or whatever it is. And yet all these people coming in were like, man, do you realize what you have?
Yeah.
So now that those matches are over, the question is, how do you keep it going? And I would love to get some of your ideas, but one of the things that I was just astounded by, when was the last time you guys went to Pacific Place?
Oh, I go all the time, and there's never anybody there.
Correct,
not a soul.
Right? Okay, so you
but
go all
during
the time.
Matches?
Yes.
Oh my goodness, it was packed.
Exactly.
It was a huge party.
It was a
party. And it was so
party.
great to see because it's been empty for years.
Yes, it's been depressing when you go in there. I mean, the last time I went in there, not World Cup match, I bought some candles that I don't need because I was just trying to help generate some business.
Yeah,
I felt terrible.
Yeah.
But that needs to continue happening.
I wonder, like, you know how smaller towns have like concerts in the park and stuff like that? That's kind of what was going on with the World Cup. I wonder if we could do something like that.
Well, in fact, the Downtown Seattle Association is having an event. Because remember when we used to go to Westlake Park more often?
Yeah.
Like, when was the last time you spent some time at Westlake Park? So that was one of the things that I did also see, because they had a watch party there. They've put out ping pong tables at Westlake Park. I think a lot of people have just given up on it and given up on the idea. And I understand why, because if you look at Westlake Mall, do you remember when it was the hip place to go shop?
Sure. Yeah.
And it had a fabulous food court. Mm-hmm. Well, I didn't even step in, but what I saw was a lot of empty businesses. And it was like, oh no.
Same at Pacific Place.
Exactly. Yeah. So the numbers are in, though. The Downtown Seattle Association has released numbers. Do you know that over 3 million people visited Seattle, downtown Seattle specifically, during those 6 matches? That is a 17% increase from last year. And that's only counting domestic visitors. That's not even counting international. Those numbers are going to come out later. But, okay, I don't mean to be nostalgia hour, but I've lived here for a while. Do you remember when we used to go to Pioneer Square?
Oh, totally.
And get the stamps
Oh,
and
sure,
then go
to-
from business to business?
Yeah.
Like, why don't we
do
do
that
that
again?
Can I also bring up one other thing I thought was really important? The porta potties.
Oh, yes.
Everywhere. I mean, what about just, I don't know, having a contract where you got a guy coming out and you're cleaning them every day? It would be a lot less expensive than, the hugely expensive, AI operated ones.
The
but
$400,000 porta
just having a place for people to go would make it just a lot more appealing, especially in Pioneer Square and all those areas.
Well, Pioneer Square was just hopping.
Yeah. It was so great to see.
It really was great to see. And I wanted to say that I'm looking at a Como Ford story, and they talked to the Downtown Seattle Association's president, John Scholes, and he says that there's going to be a Downtown Summer Sounds free concert series at Westlake Park and Occidental Square.
Awesome.
Now, what they need to do also is have the same vibe and the level of law enforcement presence, I think.
I think that's the key right there, is make
sure people feel safe.
Yep.
Which I know is kind of a hard thing when you still have a department that's trying to rebuild after losing so many officers. But just even doing that, I mean, right now, 3rd and Pine, unfortunately, a lot of the problems that we saw prior to World Cup, well, that's back.
Yeah.
And actually, last weekend, I went to the Seattle International District.
12th and Jackson.
And 12th and Jackson is horrible.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, those are things that need to be addressed. We need to have that same energy. And I know it's not necessarily realistic, but we need to do the best that we can to try to have the same energy that we had during the World Cup matches.
I'm an optimist, and I think it can be done. And I want it to be done because I love this city.
And it's summer, weather's beautiful. This is the time to do it, right?
You guys, we're missing the low-hanging fruit, too.
Yeah.
We should have Ursula as the scent consultant for
Oh,
downtown.
totally.
Like we're just popping in whatever perfume.
Am I blowing you away with words?
It's fabulous. It is fabulous.
Ursula,
Eladaria.
thank you. Be sure to check out G and Ursula 9 to noon here on KIRO Newsradio.
Oh, and don't forget about Ask Ursula, the advice column.
Thank
you can
you for
find
saying
that at mynorthwest.com.
Sully,
Appreciate you guys.
Take it away.
Well, we are looking at relatively normal backups now as we approach 8 o'clock, especially on our primary commuting routes. The biggest and the worst delay is on southbound 5 as you make your way from Shoreline down past the forced merge in Northgate. We did have a stall that kind of contributed to the ballooning of the travel time there right by Northgate, but they moved that over to the right shoulder pretty quickly. But 50 minutes from Everett to Seattle. We've got 40 from Everett to Bellevue, maybe a little over, as we're starting to see a little bit more away from Canyon Park. Northbound I-5 from the middle of Boeing Field to downtown's a little heavy, but 45 minutes. Federal Way to Seattle's not bad. Renton to Bellevue, a half an hour. Behind that, about 40 up the valley. Olympia to Tacoma, no problems, and the lake bridges are quiet. KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. I'm Chris Sullivan.
Perfect weather for a concert in the park. Clouds this morning, but sunshine in the afternoon. 75 the high. Beautiful weekend with highs in the mid and upper 70s. Right now, it's 60 in Seattle.
Top stories on the way, and at 8:15 is the Rick Riz Show. We check in with the voice of the Mariners as we prepare for the second half of the season.
This is Seattle's Morning News.
Healthcare costs are rising, and a major driver is hospital prices. They've increased more than 250% over the past 25 years. Families and local businesses are feeling it. At Primera Blue Cross, we're working to change that by negotiating with hospitals to secure fair, responsible prices so you can get the care you need at a cost you can afford. That's coverage that counts. Learn more at coveragethatcounts.primera.com.
Here's the tale of the daily med fill. Same old pharmacy, same old bill. But those prices kept rising higher still.
Till the savings wrangler rode in. Cool as can be. Tap Good RX. Saving massively.
No plan? Don't matter none. Up to 80% off. Deals are done.
Discounts hitting harder than Ma's chili. Dang. That one little app does all the rest.
Save time and money on prescriptions.
Check Good RX. Good RX is not insurance.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Those words weren't written for history books. They were written for you. But it's hard to pursue happiness when aging is part of everyday life. John Curley here. Longevity Medical Clinic was created to help people with overall wellness and longevity, including diabetes management, heart health, weight management, inflammation reduction, nutrition, cognitive health, hormone therapy, and more. I can tell you from personal experience, being a patient for 17 years, I have a richer, fuller life, and I'm better able to pursue my own happiness. As America celebrates 250 years of independence, give yourself the chance to reclaim yours. Independence from aging. Take control of your health before small issues become big problems. Experience a smarter, proactive approach to aging, backed by decades of experience with longevity. Do what I did and feel like yourself again. Get your free health analysis at Longevity Medical Clinic. Find out how at lmclinic.com.
I'm spending my summer in a new Subaru Forester Touring Hybrid from Carter Subaru, and yes, I am officially spoiled. It is so comfortable, and as my first hybrid, the timing couldn't be better with the high gas prices. And for a limited time, you can also get a 2026 Subaru Crosstrek starting at 1.9% APR. Carter Subaru in Ballard, Shoreline, or cartersubaru.com.
On approved credit, subject to vehicle insurance and availability. A documentary service fee may be added to the sale price or capitalized cost. See dealer for details. Valid through 7/31/26.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-330-8323 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-330-8323. That's 800-330-8323. What do you have to lose? Call 800-330-8323. Again, 800-330-8323.
Have something to say? We'd love to hear it. Text KIRO News Radio at 888-973-KIRO. That's 888-973-5476. Powered by Muckleshoot Casino Resort. Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News.
ABC News, I'm Brian Clark. The latest round of U.S. strikes on Iran targeted Iranian infrastructure. Iran claims that the U.S. is targeting civilian infrastructure, but ABC security and defense analyst Mick Mulroy says,
to be a valid military target, it has to have at least a dual purpose, which indicates that the Iranian military gets a great advantage of it. So it doesn't mean that necessarily because civilians use it that it's off limits. And of course, Iran's attacking a desalination plant in Kuwait within the last 24 hours itself.
The apparent collapse of the ceasefire has sent gas prices higher. Now, according to AAA, the national average is just under $4 a gallon. President Trump has made major announcements about the war on social media, and now his social media company is selling early access to his messages on his Truth Social platform that's alarmed watchdog groups. Another day of potentially unhealthy air quality for millions of people from the Midwest to Mid-Atlantic because of smoke from wildfires in Canada. This is ABC News. There's a new recall for Pillsbury rolls. They could pose a danger to anyone eating them, says ABC's Sophie Flay.
More than 700,000 Pillsbury dinner rolls are being recalled because they could contain glass. The rolls were distributed in 18 states from California to New York. They were marketed to businesses like bakeries and delis rather than individual consumers.
U.S. investigators are going to take the lead into figuring out what happened on a flight in Europe.
The U.S. National Transportation Safety Board says it's taking over the investigation into a Ryanair incident where a passenger was almost sucked out of the plane due to cabin decompression midair shortly after taking off from northern Greece. The 61-year-old man who was partially out the window was pulled back into the plane by fellow passengers. A Greek hospital official says the man suffered neck and shoulder injuries and friction burns.
That's ABC's Dave Packer, and the NTSB in a preliminary report says a bird strike may have caused a helicopter with 6 people on board to crash in New York. I'm Brian Clark, ABC News.
At 8:02, here's what's happening.
Firefighters battling a new wildfire east of Snoqualmie Pass. We'll get the details from Luke Ducey.
Southwest Airlines faces a lawsuit over an alleged in-flight sexual assault on a Seattle to Sacramento flight. The accused passenger has already pleaded guilty in federal court.
A Bellevue tax preparer is going to federal prison for 18 months for filing false returns that cost the Treasury more than $250,000.
And the Mariners start the second half of the season tonight, hosting San Francisco at T-Mobile Park.
Just about 8:03 and time for a check on traffic. We do that every 10 minutes for you. Here's Sully.
We are Friday light, though there are pockets of braking that we do have to make our way through. One of them is southbound I-5 as you work your way from about 130th down past the Force Merge at Northgate. We did have a stall in that mix there for a little bit. It's over on the right-hand shoulder, but now that that's out of the way, we've actually picked up the pace. We've gone from 50 to 45 minutes from Everett to Seattle. So we'll take our wins where we can get them. 45 minutes or less from Everett into Bellevue as we see brake lights through Canyon Park, certainly. But by the time you're south of 160th, it's a really quiet drive the rest of the way on down to Bellevue, which is good. Olympia to Tacoma, starting to see a little bit of braking as you get your way up through Lacey. I'm going to check into that. Might just be a little bit of volume, but overall under 40 minutes to Tacoma, and then Federal Way to Seattle's running about 42 minutes. All the braking there is at the north end of Boeing Field past the West Seattle Bridge. The Renton to Bellevue drive, just under a half an hour. The S-curves are active, but by the time you're to 30th, it's okay, and the Valley Freeway continues to shine. Great drive there. Only 38 minutes to go the entire length. KIRO News Radio Real-Time Traffic. I'm Chris Sullivan.
8:04 on the Friday, July 17th, 2026 edition of Seattle's Morning News. I'm Charlie Harger with Manda Factor.
Several new wildfires are burning across Washington after yesterday's thunderstorms brought widespread lightning to the state.
Yeah, hundreds of homes are in the path of the flames with level 3 evacuations in effect in some areas.
We get the details live from KIRO Newsradio's Luke Ducey.
There are new fires in Franklin, Okanagan, and Kittitas counties right now. Let's start in Kittitas, where the Three Queens fire is burning just northwest of Lake Cochise, according to the local fire chief there.
I've been up here a long time. I've not ever seen it quite as dry as it is. So those are things that make the hair on the back of my neck stand up when I hear fires this close to Snoqualmie Pass putting out spot fires that far.
And if it's scary to him, it should probably be scary to all of us as well. That fire is just north of I-90. People can see it from, about almost like the highway. The U.S. Forest Service has air and ground crews on the scene there. Let's go east now to eastern Washington near Omak. A lightning strike caused the Kaiser Canyon fire, which stretches over 2,100 acres. And I've been saying this all morning. That's the size of about 650 Costco's. That's a massive area. They've got bulldozers trying to get a line around that fire right now to contain it, and crews in the ground and in the air there as well. About 30 miles away from there on the Colville Reservation, more lightning strikes, another fire there, and a level 3 evacuation in effect for some areas, residents being told in little neighborhoods there to get out now. If you're watching on our YouTube feed, this is near the Snoqualmie Pass. I mean, the flames here, we know how large the forest is. You've been hiking there. The flames must be 100 feet in the air like this. Trees going up like, just dry tinder. A couple of other maps I want to show you as well of how bad fire season is right now. Take a look at this map. There are dozens of fires across our state and up into Canada and other states, neighboring Oregon and Idaho too. And then on another map, just about every area east of the Cascades is in what they're calling extremely high risk areas for wildfire. Most of western Washington is at high risk. It's that consistent hot, dry summer we've been having. It's going to get worse, Charlie and Manda, because we do have a heat wave coming, right?
Yeah.
Department of Natural Resources, by the way, the DNR has issued a burn ban for all their land starting today. So if you're thinking about going camping, starting a fire, no, do not do that. We're in the season.
If you have a travel trailer, too, you have those chains that come down. I have seen too many that have just been down too far. They're sparking, and that's what causes wildfires every year.
Yeah, yes, and I've covered wildfires that have been caused by things like that.
All right, Luke Ducey reporting live. It's 8:06.
Security cameras captured the frightening moment stray bullets narrowly missed 2 Arlington families during a children's birthday party. Here's KIRO 7 TV's Nia Bliss.
The first shots caught their attention. The next round had everyone running for their lives, including Justin Coker's 5-year-old son.
Seeing my son run across the street is the hardest thing in the world with gunshots hitting my house.
Bullets were fired through Coker's glass door, backyard, and even hitting his computer screen.
Bullets were within feet of me and my family and my neighbors, and, we don't feel safe anymore.
That's Coker shouting at the shooters, which the Snohomish County Sheriff's Office identified as neighbors living a few properties behind Coker.
Now, the neighbors were legally target shooting, but Snohomish County Sheriff's Office is investigating and plans to recommend reckless endangerment charges.
A crash in Marysville yesterday afternoon left 1 man dead and sent 5 other people, including 3 children, to the hospital.
Police say a Chevy Suburban struck a Ford F-250 truck head-on just before 1 p.m. near 128th and Smoky Point Boulevard. The 55-year-old Everett man driving the truck died. The 30-year-old woman riding with him was seriously hurt. The 32-year-old Arlington woman driving the Suburban and her 3 kids, including 2 1-year-olds and an 8-year-old, suffered minor injuries. Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
King County corrections officers are warning inmate computer tablets are being broken apart and turned into weapons. Dennis Folk, president of the King County Corrections Guild, says a corrections officer was recently cut in the leg when an inmate being transferred to Western State Hospital tried to stab staff with one of those weapons.
I've been working in corrections for 28 years for King County, and I've never seen in my 28 years this many weapons coming into our facility, and about 99% of that's contributed to these tablets.
Folk wants tablets taken away from inmates in restrictive housing and mental health wards and says anyone who breaks one should not get a replacement for the rest of their booking. In a statement, the King County Department of Adult and Juvenile Detention tells us, quote, "The safety of our corrections officers, employees, and the people in our custody is our highest priority. Any assault on staff or recovery of a weapon inside our facilities is taken seriously."
News matters. Experience counts. You're listening to Charlie Harger and Manda Factor, Seattle's morning news.
8:09 Friday morning. We're in the home stretch, Manda.
I know, I can feel it.
How does it feel?
It feels great. Thank you. To treat me like you do.
Yeah. Well, this is Seattle's morning news for a Friday. We have a busy hour in front of us.
We do. The Rick Riz show coming up. Mariners finally done with the All-Star break. Let's hope they've gotten themselves on the right track. We're going to chat with Rick coming up at 8:15.
We'll also have Consumer Man, Herb Weisbaum, with everything you need to know about purchasing used EVs.
And KIRO News Radio's Paul Holden will get us ready for a gorgeous summer weekend with his weekend planner.
It's 8:09 now. More than 3 million people visited downtown Seattle across the 6 World Cup match days the city hosted. That's according to numbers from the Downtown Seattle Association.
The city averaged more than 500,000 visitors on each match day. That's a 17% jump over those same days a year ago. And those numbers are likely actually going to be higher in reality. The tracking system doesn't count international visitors. The U.S. versus Australia World Cup match on June 19th drew the biggest crowds to downtown Seattle.
USA! USA! USA!
Aussie, Aussie, Aussie! Oi, oi, oi! More than 580,000 people. Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
Bars and restaurants in Seattle's Pioneer Square say they did 10 times their normal business during the World Cup.
Amazing seeing the whole city come out, seeing so many tourists and new faces in our city come through, and just this incredible energy for every game and for every match.
Now the challenge is keeping that momentum going.
I think the real work comes in giving people an opportunity to keep coming back.
we got to give them opportunities to come and bring their friends and their family and enjoy the neighborhood on a regular weekday or weekend.
More than 150,000 visitors crammed into the neighborhood on most days, according to the Downtown Seattle Association.
A new lawsuit against Southwest Airlines is raising questions about passenger safety and in-flight drinking. Here's KIRO News Radio's James Lynch.
Court documents allege the airline let a visibly intoxicated man board a Seattle to Sacramento flight in August of 2024, then served him more alcohol before he sexually assaulted a 20-year-old woman seated next to him. Aviation attorney Mark Lindquist represents the victim.
Letting someone obviously intoxicated board an aircraft and continuing to serve him alcohol are both violations of FAA rules.
The defendant, Jeff Lorenzo, has already pled guilty in federal court. The suit claims Southwest failed to train staff to prevent and respond to in-flight sexual misconduct. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
2 women are suing the Washington Department of Corrections over its use of X-ray body scanners and dry cell confinement at the state women's prison in Rosedale. The proposed class action alleges cruel punishment, due process and privacy violations, and negligence. Attorney John Cummings represented a whistleblower related to the case.
People in dry cell are not given even the benefits that are afforded people in solitary confinement. This dry cell program is exempted from the protection of DOC policy.
The plaintiffs want a judge to declare the practice is unlawful, reform scanner and dry cell policies statewide, and award damages and attorney's fees. DOC refused to comment on pending litigation.
Taking a look at the forecast now, I think the term here in meteorology is mostly lovely today.
Perfect.
Yeah, 75 the high. We'll have afternoon sun. Same sort of deal tomorrow with morning clouds, afternoon sun, 76 the high, 79 on Sunday, but then we get the heat. Upper 80s the next few days, at least through Thursday. Right now in Seattle, it's 61.
And it's 8:13. Time for a check on traffic. We do that every 10 minutes on the threes. What do you have for us, Sully?
Well, we've got a relatively calm day out there, which is good. Friday light. However, we have added a couple more minutes to our drive on I-5 southbound. Just as we picked up the pace, we added a new crash just south of 45th, right before you get to the Ship Canal Bridge. Not sure which lane it's in yet, but we are backing up there now all the way up to about 145th, and we've jumped back up over 50 minutes from Everett into Seattle. You compare that to the 40 minutes you're getting from Everett to Bellevue, and you kind of see what you're dealing with. I'll have more for you on 10 and exactly what this crash looks like there before the Ship Canal Bridge. Looking at the northbound 405 drive, we're looking at brake lights between 167 all the way up to 30th. You're going to need a half an hour on that drive, but behind that, the Valley Freeway is only 35 minutes itself. So from Puyallup to Bellevue is probably going to be just around an hour. Which really, that's a good travel time. Olympia to Tacoma, whatever we were dealing with there near Lacey is out of the way, back down to 35 minutes to Tacoma. Federal Way to Seattle, not bad at all. 42 minutes there on that drive. All of the braking you're going to hit on I-5 northbound is there at the north end of Boeing Field, past the West Seattle Bridge, and the lake bridges are super quiet. This report brought to you by Home Comfort Alliance. Is the AC not working? Well, don't assume the worst. Home Comfort Alliance repairs first and only replaces if needed. Get a real pricing quote in 60 seconds at homecomfortalliance.com.
We are underway. There's only one Rick Riz.
The Grippies with back-to-back home runs. Number 258, a Major League record for Ichiro.
The On Cruise Adventures Rick Riz Show on Seattle's Morning News.
Well, here we are, a long week without Mariners baseball.
I know, and producer David survived. We're almost there.
Somehow, some way.
It was inconsolable. Let's gear up for the second half of the season with Rick Riz. Good morning, Rick.
Good morning, Charlie and Manda and David. How you guys doing today? You ready for the second half push?
Yeah, I am ready. It was kind of a snoozer all-star week for us since we only had one guy in the show.
Yeah, Randy went 1 for 2 in the ball game. Pitching dominated. Wow, the American League won 4-0. And with that National League lineup, they had 3 hits, 3 singles. Now, one guy got to second base. So that's how dominating pitching is now in the game of baseball. And it showed in the All-Star game, but it was nice to see Randy there. And, man, it was a heck of a ball game. And I loved in the top of the 5th inning where they turned off the lights and the kids rode out with their bikes, and the scene like the scene in Sandlot, and the players had the sparklers and everything, and Ray Charles singing America the Beautiful. It was just really a great show put on by Philadelphia and the Phillies.
Yeah, Rick, you talk about pitching, and we only did see Randy in the All-Star game, but on Sunday there was the All-Star Futures game. That was kind of fun to see Cade Anderson and Ryan Sloan. Small sample size, but, it was pretty impressive, right?
Oh, absolutely. These guys, they're knocking on the door. This is Cade Anderson's first year in professional baseball. He's tearing it up at AA, and so is Ryan Sloan. I think through Cade's first 13 pro starts, he's 8-0 with a 1.22 ERA. Teams are hitting just 162 against the kid, 99 strikeouts, 10 walks. Ryan Sloan is the same thing. So, man, the Mariners are pitching rich, as everybody knows, here at the big league level with the emergence of Emerson Hancock, and now Luis Castillo has turned things around, and Bryce Miller off the IL has pitched well. We could talk about that, but man, those two kids are really, really amazing, and I give the Mariners scouting department so much credit for all the first round picks and the high draft picks over the last 8-9 years. They've really hit on all of them. It's amazing.
I'd rather not go back to the end of the first half last week. So we have a clean slate, a brand new season. What are you looking for this weekend that could be an indication that the team is back on track?
That's a great question, Amanda. I think, number one, they got to get healthy. They really haven't had their 1 through 9 in the starting lineup since the start of the season, because JP started off the year on the IL, and Brendan Donovan was hurt, and he's been out for most of the season, and he just started a rehab assignment. Julio is going to be coming off the IL for tonight's game. He was gone for the last week, and they really could have used him down in Florida. So, number one, Amanda and Charlie and David, it's got to be health, because this is still a really talented team that can win the West and get to the postseason, no question in my mind. They have to do a much better job of hitting with runners in scoring position. I think they hit 0-52 in the 5 straight losses on the road, and they ran into a buzzsaw. Miami's playing great baseball, so is Tampa Bay, and they had to take care of them on the road. They got to hit better with runners in scoring position. They're going to slug. They're going to hit their home runs, but I love 2-run home runs, 3-run home runs. That tells the other team they're pretty much done when you have to face, Brian Wu, Logan Gilbert, George Kirby, Bryce Miller, and Luis Castillo, and Emerson Hancock. So they have to do much better hitting with runners in scoring position. Number one, get healthy. And also, their right-handed hitters have got to be much better against left-handed pitching. Dave Henderson used to tell me all the time, that's how you make your money as a right-handed hitter. You got to make your money against the lefties. And the Mariners haven't done that in the first half of the season. They've got the guys to do it. They just have to go out there and get it done. And I think they're going to have a great run in them. They're just a game and a half out of first place. If the playoffs started today, they'd be in the playoffs. They'd have the third playoff spot, but that's not their goal. They want to win the division. And if they can do those 3 things, number one is get healthy. I think the Mariners are going to win this division.
Rick, the end of July has become one of my favorite times of the baseball season with the way the Mariners have made moves before the trade deadline. Yeah. Justin Hollander, Jerry Dipoto have made just some incredible moves. Luis Castillo back in 2022, Randy Arozarena a couple of years ago. Obviously, Gino and Josh Naylor really changed the team last season. I know this trade market is a little quieter than usual. Is there anyone that we as fans should be kind of keeping an eye out for that we might try to trade for before the end of the month?
Well, I think Jerry and Justin and Danny and the coaching staff, I think they'd like to get a right-handed bat. They've got some guys that can do it. Rob Repsnyder had a rough first half of the season, but he was hurt. He had a bad knee, and he's on the IL. So they're probably looking for a right-handed bat and also help in the bullpen. They would love to have another power arm in the bullpen because Matt Brash has been out. He's been hurt as well. I mean, if when he gets healthy and back, whenever that is, the bullpen's going to be even that much better. Munoz is doing very well right now. He's been outstanding his last 7 or 8 appearances in a row. But I think that's where Jerry and Justin are looking to improve the ball club here at the trade deadline coming up here on August the 3rd. And if they can do that, I think they'll be in really good shape. But Jerry always finds a way to pull off a deal to get somebody like they did last year with Gino and and Josh Naylor. That really turned things around. So it'll be interesting to see what they do.
It's hard this season, especially, right? Because they, like you said, they are so injured, and we don't really know what this team looks like fully healthy. And not to mention, you mentioned bullpen arms. I mean, could Cade Anderson, a guy who's just an incredible prospect for the team, could we see him maybe called up to be in the bullpen later in the season?
That's always a possibility, I guess. But, he's in the development stage right now where they want him to increase his pitch count and his innings. He's a starting pitcher. Could they use him in the bullpen if needed? I guess down the road they could. Maybe Ryan Sloan would be more apt to probably do something like that. I don't know. That's something for Jerry Justin and Pete Woodworth and Trent Blank to decide. But they've got the ability, to do that. The hard part about the trade deadline right now is with so many teams now with expanded guys in the teams in the playoffs. A lot of teams with a wild card feel like they still have a chance. What are the Detroit Tigers going to do with Tarek Skubal? Are they going to trade him? He's going to be a free agent at the end of the year. I think they have to, so they can get something for him. So a lot of teams feel like they're that close. They might want to add instead of trade. So I think it makes it even tougher to find the guys that you really need because so many teams feel like they're still in it. But those two kids down in the minor leagues, like you mentioned, they're uber talented, and we'll see how their development goes here the rest of the way.
Rick, here we are. You are approaching retirement at the end of the season. Does it start to feel real now that this is the return from the All-Star break? We're in the last half of the season.
Yeah, Charlie, it really does start to feel real. I'm trying to pump the brakes, and slow it down a little bit.
Oh, you don't have to retire. We can make calls.
Okay, you can call me anytime. But I've been doing this for 52 years and 41 with the Mariners and 3 in between with the Tigers. And I've cut way back on the road trips. My next trip isn't until September. So I'm starting to feel like what retirement is going to be like. And I'm liking the time off and having time with my grandkids and Sparky here at home. And but I'm still going to be around. I'm not going anywhere. But we've got some unfinished businesses here, and I want to see this team get to the playoffs and get to the World Series. And I think this team, once they get healthy and do the things they're capable of doing, they can do that.
Just to clarify, Sparky is your cat, right?
Sparky's my cat. Yeah, he's right here sitting all over my scorebook. And, man, I don't know where I'd be without this cat, Mandy. Manda, he is really something. He keeps me company every day. So, yeah, he's my buddy, and, man, I don't know what I'd do without him.
All right. Well, we will be listening for you this evening on our sister station, 710 Seattle Sports. Rick, I think you need to give Sparky a treat.
He loves treats, man. All I got to do is shake it. If he's upstairs sleeping on my bed, I just have to shake his little treat thing, and, man, he's down like I time him. He's like 4 seconds. He's downstairs. He's
real quick, you were the broadcaster in Detroit for a few years. Is Sparky named after Sparky Anderson?
Yeah, because Sparky was all over the place. I love Sparky Anderson. Yeah, he really took care of me. It was tough there trying to replace the legend, Ernie Harwell, that first year. I was there for 3 years. And Sparky meant everything to me, and just like this cat. And Sparky kind of reminds me of Sparky's personality.
Nice.
They both were fun and took care of me, yeah.
Way to connect the dots, Charlie.
I don't know how I did it, but I did. Rick, it's always great talking to you.
Yeah, great talking to you guys, too, man. Have a great day. It's going to be a fun weekend. Mariners and the Giants starting tonight.
Can't wait. Thanks.
Rick Riz. Okay, Sully, take it away.
We've got two things brewing on the I-5 corridor right at the Ship Canal Bridge. I want to thank my drivers. Let me know we had the left lane blocked for a crash southbound right as you got to the Ship Canal Bridge, and so that's why we're backing up a little bit more than we had been. 50 minutes from Everett into Seattle. The other issue on the Ship Canal Bridge is in the express lanes going northbound. So for those of you trying to avoid the Revive I-5 work in the actual work direction, right lane is blocked about the north end of the Ship Canal Bridge going northbound. So just plan on a little bit of delay there. Overall, not too bad. Now, 405 southbound has picked up a little bit more action through Canyon Park. It's up over 45 minutes now from Everett down into Bellevue. Renton to Bellevue, a half an hour behind that, the Valley Freeway, nice and easy. About 35 minutes there. Federal Way to Seattle, a little over 40, but not by much. Brake lights past the West Seattle Bridge, and that's it. And really nothing all the way from Olympia. Lake bridges are quiet. This report brought to you by Harborstone Credit Union, and up to $30 per month for just using your Harborstone PNW Cashback debit card. Open your free checking account online today, harborstone.com/cash.
Our forecast: clouds this morning, sunshine for the afternoon, 75, pretty much the same tomorrow. A little warmer, about 79 Sunday, and then here comes a mini heat wave Monday through Thursday, mid and upper 80s. Right now in Seattle, it's 60.
Coming up, more of the day's top stories. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey on the rise of Jimothy.
That sounds ominous.
Yeah, it's a raccoon going around Ballard. Very recognizable.
All right. Also, consumer man Herb Weisbaum will give us some tips if you're looking for a budget-friendly EV. This is Seattle's Morning News.
Dear Ursula, I have a group of friends who have bonded over... Hi, I'm Ursula Voitin from the G and Ursula Show, and I'm launching a new podcast called Ask Ursula. This is your space. Real life, real questions, whether it's about family, friendships, love, and yes, even the fun stuff like travel and finding your signature scent. Hit me up and ask your questions at mynorthwest.com/Ursula. I look forward to connecting with you.
At mynorthwest.com and the G and Ursula YouTube channel.
Be more than a tourist. Be an adventurer. Leave the mega ships and crowds behind and step aboard an uncruised vessel with fewer than 100 guests. It's your vessel for real exploration in Alaska, Mexico, Hawaii, Costa Rica, and the Galapagos. Kayak among glaciers, see whales hunting and feeding, snorkel with playful sea lion pups. Untamed, unrushed, unbelievable. Uncruise. Visit uncruise.com and talk to an adventure specialist today. Tell them Rick Riz sent you for exclusive savings.
Look, I need to be real with you for a second. At Seattle Children's Hospital, 1 in 3 patient families cannot afford the food their kids need to heal. Think about that. A child recovering from surgery, learning to walk again, and the family is struggling to put food, nutritious food, on the table. That's why Safeway and Seahawk, Jackson Smith and Jigba are launching the Food First Project, a multi-year initiative to fight pediatric food insecurity right here in our community. This is not someday maybe talk. This is grocery cards, produce vouchers, and food as medicine programs going directly to families the moment the need is identified. No barriers, no red tape, just help right now. They're funding vitamin D screenings, nutrition support for student athletes, rehabilitation feeding tools, and meals for hundreds of families staying inpatient at the hospital. I love what Safeway and Seattle Children's are doing, making a real difference where it matters most. JSN showing up. Now it's our turn, 12s. Put food first. Learn more at Safeway.com.
This summer, I'm driving my first hybrid, the 2026 Subaru Forester Touring Hybrid, which I got at Carter Subaru. It's a beauty and has excellent safety features. Carter Subaru is Seattle's only Subaru dealership with over 800 in stock, including the 2026 Subaru Outback for 0.9% APR. Carter Subaru in Ballard, Shoreline, or cartersubaru.com.
On approved credit, subject to vehicle insurance and availability. A documentary service fee may be added to the sale price or capitalized cost. See dealer for details. Valid through 7/31/26.
Are you in pain? Have you considered surgery or even joint replacement? Hi, everybody. It's John Curley. Before you make that decision, I recommend you see Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine. I did, and it's been a game changer. My doctor took a look at my x-rays and said, well, looks like you need a whole new hip. And then he said, wait, how old are you? And I told him, and then he said, well, wait, you're too young for a hip. You're just going to have to, live with the pain. We'll see you in 3 years. It was horrible. Dr. Wagner is a board-certified Seattle physician with over 30 years of experience performing more than 20,000 stem cell procedures, using a person's own stem cells to regenerate cartilage in their own joints. People with severe osteoarthritis, even bone on bone, are back doing what they enjoy doing without pain and without surgery. So whether it's a hip like I had, or a shoulder, elbow, ankle, wrist, or knee, before choosing surgery, see Dr. Mark Wagner first. Go to drmarkwagnermd.com.
Be advised, this is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa. This weekend only, today through Sunday. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Be advised, this is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa. This weekend only, today through Sunday. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. 18-month interest-free financing. Our factories have demanded we sell 1,000 hot tubs and swim spas this weekend. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Huge factory incentives, factory rebates, this weekend only. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. We can remove your old hot tub. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Deep, deep discounts. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Just relax and enjoy. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Today, 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. Saturday, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Sunday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Free admission. Free delivery. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Call 833-SPA-SALE or visit hottubandSwimSpaSale.com.
Are you curious about who offers the best deals on top-rated Samsung, LG, and Sony TVs? The answer is surprising. It's not online, and it's not the warehouse clubs. The best deals on top-rated TVs are at Video Only. Don't believe it? Then check out the trade-in deals at Video Only. How about $500 for your old TV? Try doing that online. Before you buy that new TV, drop into Video Only. If you don't, you'll be sorry.
Compassion, communication, results. That's Pendergast Law Personal Injury Lawyers. Go to PendergastLaw.com. That's PendergastLaw.com.
This is Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. Our summertime savings event means 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for up to 24 months, backed by our unbeatable warranties. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today.
Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and MyNorthwest.com.
Live from East Lake Avenue.
You're listening to Charlie Harger and Manda Factor, Seattle's morning news.
Good morning. It's 8:31. Next week, the city of Tukwila could make camping in public places a crime.
During public comment before a city council committee this week, this woman took issue with the term camping being used.
People who are unhoused and are in a public space are not there because it is the best option or this is fun in any way. They're in these spaces because they have no other option.
Patrick Bernight with We Heart Seattle says at one point he was an addict living in a tent.
Being in a tent does not help anybody. A tent is a super temporary solution. That never really seems to work.
Violators would face fines of up to $1,000 or even jail time. The full Tukwila City Council is expected to vote on the ordinance on Monday. Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
8:32 now. A strange-looking raccoon becoming an unlikely internet celebrity in Ballard.
The animal, dubbed Jimothy, has gone viral. Thousands of people trying to figure out why it looks so unusual.
And with a hard-hitting report, here's KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey.
Here we go. Let's take a look at Jimothy on our YouTube feed. If you, there he is.
Yeah.
And so,
that's not Gollum.
I hear laughing in the studio, and Sully owes everyone an apology in just a second. Hold on, Jimothy. Okay. It doesn't look like an everyday raccoon. It's like someone scrunched him together like an accordion. It's not his fault. Sully, just a minute ago, I posted some other photos. This is a phenomenon. This is a thing that other animals are dealing with, and let's put up one or two of the shots of the dogs there on the YouTube feed as well. And you can see it happens to dogs too, and they have compressed spines, and that's what happens. Oh, there you go. Now, Sully, I'm going to put you on the spot, and I know you don't mind, but he turned to me and said, "Did you make this up with AI?" No, I didn't make that up with AI. Those are real animals going through real troubles.
Yeah, well, they're really scary to me.
Here's how one neighbor...
That doesn't mean they shouldn't be loved or live a rich life.
Here's how a neighbor described Jimothy on KIRO 7 TV.
It kind of has some sort of physical abnormality. Kind of looks a little bit like a cryptid. Almost a little supernatural. Kind of like Bigfoot or a Yeti or something. Kind of becoming infamous really quickly.
I don't know about infamous, but you gotta hate to see anyone making fun of Jimothy online, but a lot of people are doing it. A couple comments that I saw this morning, just 2 out of a lot. Ain't this the man from the 90-Day Fiancé? That's mean. If you've watched the 90-Day Fiancé, you look up the photo. That's really mean. How about this one? Is that a Ron? See what they did there? Pushed raccoon together. The name. That's yeah, exactly.
Oh,
Ron.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, condensed it because the spine. Yes.
That's actually kind of clever.
It's clever. Yeah. That's
funniest jokes are the ones you have to explain.
Other people said, wait, he's adorable and I want to keep him. And to be fair, the woman who was interviewed also said this.
Kind of looks a little bit like a cryptid, but very cute.
Very cute. A veterinarian calls it short spine syndrome. Other animals, like you saw, have it. Neighbors have reported Jimothy drinking from a dog bowl, wandering across decks, even perched on a tree. The Department of Fish and Wildlife says he's moving around just fine, and he finds food on his own, so just admire him from a distance and leave him alone. He's a sweet little guy living his life, and I have a thought that I think a lot more people are going to be putting food out for him when you're not supposed to, but I think he's going to get some special treats in the near future.
All right, friend of the animals, Luke Ducey. It's time to check traffic. Here's Sully.
And we have pushed up to our heaviest travel time of the morning for southbound I-5. Hour drive now from Everett down into Seattle. Brake lights begin at 145th and now extend down to the Ship Canal Bridge because of that earlier issue we had near 45th. The drive from Everett to Bellevue, about 45 minutes. Brake lights right where they should be, but they're not as bad as most days. Federal Way to Seattle's only 45 minutes, and the Puyallup to Renton drive is still under 40. Great day up the valley, and then Renton to Bellevue is only about 28 minutes, even a little breaking into South Bellevue, but manageable across the lake, no problems. KIRO Newsradio real-time traffic, I'm Chris Sullivan.
And our forecast, very nice today. We'll see sunshine by afternoon, warming up to 75. For the weekend, beautiful. Morning clouds, afternoon sunshine, 76 Saturday, and on Sunday, pushing 80. Right now in Seattle, a little bit of a sun break, it's 60.
Seattle's morning news. Hear it live, stream it online, watch the show, or catch the podcast anytime. Seattle's morning news, wherever you are.
Well, I mentioned yesterday in the commentary how little I've been paying for gas because I have an EV. Maybe you're thinking of one as well. Well, unfortunately, new EVs still cost significantly more than comparable gas-powered or hybrid vehicles.
Well, joining us now, consumer man Herb Weisbaum to explain. You do have some budget-friendly options. Herb is a contributing editor at checkbook.org.
Good morning, Herb.
Good morning. Let's start with the option of a used EV. You can save a lot of money that way. The average price for all new vehicles right now is about $49,000. The average new EV is more than $54,500. But in May, the average used electric vehicle was listed for sale at $37,000, according to Cox Automotive. Doing the math, that's $17,500 less than the average price of a new vehicle. It's still a couple of grand more than the average used price for a gas-powered vehicle, but as Charlie pointed out, there's no gas to buy, so the payback period, according to the federal government, can be a year or less, depending on how much you drive. So that's one thing to consider, getting a used EV. Here's what Seattle area automotive journalist Tom Volk, who publishes driven car reviews and is a contributor to the New York Times, had to say to me about looking at a used EV.
It's smart to shop used electric vehicles. Those can be affordable choices for those that want to drive on electrons rather than fossil fuel. And remember, new electric vehicles tend to lose value faster than conventional cars. So oftentimes, they're a real bargain on the used market.
What about costs when it comes to routine maintenance, Herb?
Much, much lower, of course, because it doesn't require the kind of scheduled maintenance that a gasoline-powered vehicle does. No tune-ups, no oil changes, no exhaust repairs. You never have to worry about the catalytic converter being stolen because it doesn't have a catalytic converter. And the brakes tend to last longer because of the way the car is designed.
And Herb, the only maintenance I pay for on mine is rotating the tires every 7,500 miles. So,
right.
Yeah, a lot less. You point out in your checkbook story, one thing car shoppers should know about the electrics compared to other vehicles.
Yeah, while EVs do have fewer moving parts, many models suffer from reliability problems, according to Consumer Reports. Their annual reliability survey shows that EVs have about 80% more problems on average than gas-only cars and are less reliable than hybrids. A lot of that has to do with the new electrical systems. They have a lot of displays in there, the newer models, that sometimes cause problems.
What about the battery pack, Herb? What do potential buyers need to know?
Yeah, that's the question everybody asks. And then battery replacements for new models are extremely rare, and car makers are required by federal regulation to provide a warranty for the battery system of at least 8 years or 100,000 miles, and that warranty is transferable to the next owner. So you shouldn't have any problem with that whatsoever, but Checkbook always advises for any used vehicle to have the car inspected by a mechanic, and when the check is done on an EV, they can check the battery system for you, make sure that it will hold a charge, a full charge, and also to tell you how much is degraded over time so you can make a logical decision. But the failure rate on these things, according to a company called Recurrent, which has data on tens of thousands of vehicles, less than 0.3%. The technology is pretty darn good.
All right, Herb, we have about 30 seconds left. You do suggest another option.
Well, another option is you can buy a new EV. Some of them now are coming in less than the price of a used EV. You know, GM has decided they want to make a more affordable EVs. The Chevy Bolt EV, I should say, $30,000 starting, and the roomy Chevy Equinox EV starts at about $36,500. And then there's the Nissan Leaf, one of the first ones out there. The 2026 starts at $31,500, has a better battery system than previous models, which did have some problems. The range is now 300 miles. The earlier models had very low miles, 35, 125 miles. So another option is to just put it into a new one, but a new one that's more affordable.
All right. Where do we find more, Herb?
You can go to checkbook.org to read this story or consumerpedia.org to listen to our podcast, EV Update 2026, with all the folks from Consumer Reports.
Herb Weisbaum, Consumer Man. Thank you, Herb. Sully, if somebody's out driving their EV, where will we start with the traffic report?
Well, we're going to see them bogging down, getting across the Ship Canal Bridge. Before that, actually, we'll break it down next.
KIRO News Radio, where you hear the John Curley Show, 3 to 7.
The media's in the passenger seat. The government's driving the bus. Problem is, I don't know how the government gets people's trust back, and I don't know how the media gets the trust back as well. We've become a low-trust society. I don't know if we're as bad as the former USSR or Russia is now. Truth is whatever anybody pays it to be, and somebody wants to believe it for whatever reason somebody wants to believe it.
Watch live or later on the John Curley Show's YouTube channel.
You know, I used to think all money managers were the same until I spoke with Fisher Investments.
Really? How different are they?
Fisher's investment counselors are dedicated to service, not sales, keeping clients up to date on their portfolio.
Well, they probably just invest in a bunch of mutual funds like I do.
Nope. They build a tailored portfolio based on their clients' personal goals, helping them stay on track for a comfortable retirement.
Well, they must make commissions selling products.
Actually, Fisher doesn't sell any commission-based products. They're a fiduciary, and they believe that's a conflict.
Then they have some kind of complex fee structure.
Nope. Fisher has a simple, transparent fee that's a percentage of their client's portfolio. So they do better when their clients do better.
It sounds like Fisher really is different.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Fisher Investments, clearly different wealth management. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com/different. Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
It is summertime, which means sunshine, baseball games, beach trips, hiking, fun with the family. And Brad, I'll bet it's easier to pay for with free checking from WaFd Bank.
That's right, Dave. Set your financial goals and stick to them with free checking. No minimum balances or monthly maintenance fees to worry about. Hey, you'll also get spending tools to help you stay on top of your budget. Not only is WaFd Bank rated the best bank, we have more than 200 branches to serve you across 9 western states.
And tell me more about this card control feature I've heard so much about.
Dave, you can view transactions for individual cards, set controls and alerts, and if you forget your card at the restaurant, you can instantly turn it off while you go back to get it. You'll also have access to free tools like Zelle, mobile check deposit, and when those unfortunate times happen, submit fraud disputes right inside the WaFd mobile app.
And don't forget, you can choose from some great-looking debit cards, including Seattle Kraken and Seattle Seawolves cards. So visit WaFdBank.com and open your account today. Non-sufficient funds charges may apply. Member FDIC.
8:43 now. We check traffic on the 3s. Here's Chris Sullivan.
And it's been a relatively quiet morning, Charlie, most of the morning, Friday light for certain. But there are some places where we're going to have to hit the brakes. For the I-5 corridor, unfortunately, with the Revive I-5 issue, we started backing up early, and then we had a stall right near Northgate, and then we had a crash right near 45th, and we're still dealing with a lot of heavier traffic there, and we're still hovering around an hour to go from Everett into Seattle, though it is trending in the right direction, and we should be picking up the pace there. We've added a little bit more volume on 405 south of Canyon Park, so we have 45 minutes from Everett to Bellevue. So coming out of the north end, still not exactly Friday light for certain. Looking at northbound I-5, the Federal Way to Seattle Drive is about 42 minutes now. Past the West Seattle Bridge is a little slow, but really slow, not bumper to bumper. And then you get into the express lanes, and we are still working with this crash northbound I-5 in the express lanes right at the north end of the Ship Canal Bridge. The Renton to Bellevue Drive is about a half an hour behind that. We're only 38 minutes up the valley from Puyallup to Renton. That's just an incredible day. So take that, put that in the win column. Remember that time next week when you're bumper to bumper. Olympia to Tacoma, no problems for you guys. Lake bridges are quiet. This report brought to you by Home Comfort Alliance. Is the AC not working? Well, don't assume the worst. Home Comfort Alliance repairs first, only replaces if needed. Get real pricing quotes in 60 seconds. HomeComfortAlliance.com.
We're looking for a high of 75 after the clouds burn off today, partly to mostly sunny in the afternoon. Stay the same pattern through the weekend. Morning clouds, afternoon sun. Start to heat up beginning of next week. It's 59 right now.
And coming up, Charlie, today is Friday, then Saturday, and then Sunday.
What? What?
KIRO News Radio's Paul Holden stops by with his weekend planner next on Seattle's Morning News.
Glad to have you here. A word for closets by design. If you're having one of those mornings where you're already behind, you can't find what you need, your pantry's overflowing, your garage is unusable, you're not doing anything wrong. Most homes just weren't set up to work the way we actually live. Word for closets by design, because it's not just closets. It's garages that finally park cars, pantries you can actually use, laundry rooms, home offices, wall beds, entertainment centers, mud rooms, everything. We have them custom build a wall bed and home office in our place, and there is no turning back. It was all designed by one of their designers and built in Kent before they brought it to our place. When things are designed right, your day just goes smoother. Right now, for a limited time, you can get 40% off plus an additional 15% off and 18 months 0% financing on approved credit if paid in full. Go to closetsbydesign.com or call 1-800-BY-DESIGN to get your project started today.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Eric Johnson here. I spent the past 30 years working to help make our community better informed, better protected when it comes to consumer issues, and better equipped to take on whatever life throws at us. That's why I love the free Washington Accident book series from Davis Law Group. These books keep us better informed about the law, better able to protect ourselves on and off the road, and better off when all is said and done after an accident. Chris Davis didn't have to write these books. He did it because he saw a need. People who were in accidents or other legal situations didn't know what to do, what pictures to take, documents to request. Only a tiny fraction of the people who get these free books will ever become clients of Davis Law Group, but that's not the point. Chris wrote them because it was the right thing to do. The free Washington Accident book series is a must-have for drivers who want to be prepared for whatever the road might throw at them. Get yours at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
Say goodbye to clogged gutters and climbing ladders. With K-Guard by Guardian, leaves stay out, water flows freely, and your home stays protected year-round. Enjoy true peace of mind. No maintenance and no rust. Choose from a variety of colors to match your home's look and boost your curb appeal. Ready for hassle-free gutters? Protect what matters most with Guardian, the original make your roof last company. Visit GuardianRoofing.com to learn more.
For more than 50 years, the voice Seattle trusts. This is Seattle's Morning News on KIRO News Radio.
Here we are. We're on final approach. The landing gear is down for Seattle's morning news this week.
Well, that means we need to hear from our friend Paul Holden. He's here to tell us all about the weekend ahead.
Hello, everybody. Happy Friday.
Good morning.
Morning, absolutely Paul. Beautiful ride in this morning. Very not too hot so far. And we got a great weekend full of a bunch of fun things to do, especially if you are a fan of a certain fruit. So let's dive into all the fun here.
What?
It's Friday.
Oh, now we do it.
Wait for your cue.
What?
It's Friday.
What? a little rusty on the live things. I haven't been here live, so we got to get our timing back together here. But what's going on this weekend, Charlie, is the Vashon Island Strawberry Festival. This is actually starting today, and it's going to be a full weekend of basically everything you need for a great weekend of fun. They didn't have a ton of information on how much strawberry-themed things that are going to be going on, but they got so many vendors and so many booths and so many things to check out.
It's a big deal. I have a friend who lives out there.
I've heard about this before. I know it's a big deal. So if you want to check that out, there's going to be music starting tonight at Ober Park, and then the main parade and everything that's going to be going on Saturday, and then there's going to be a classic car show and parade as well on Sunday. So big deal there on Vashon Island, and that's not the only parade going on. It is busy times in West Seattle right now. They just had their big festival last weekend, and now it's the West Seattle Grand Parade on Saturday starting at 11. And that's not the only thing going on there over in West Seattle. The Alki Beach, there is a art walk all along Alki Beach this weekend here. Then you can be, that's going to be the perfect way for you to go from the parade right on down to the beach to go see a bunch of great art here. Does anyone like free things?
Yes. Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah, free things. Well, why not go see a free Oscar-winning movie tonight at Cal Anderson Park?
Sinners.
Yes, Sinners is at Cal Anderson Park tonight. So if you haven't seen it, it's going to be, I haven't gotten the chance to go to one of these Center City Cinema events yet. What that is throughout multiple parks throughout the region, they have different days with different movies. And yeah, Sinners is going to be there.
I just watched it last week for the first time. Oh my gosh, so good.
Yeah, my wife loved it. And it's just, fortunately, I'm that classic guy that sees a lot of movie trailers. And I'm like, oh, that looks great.
Yeah.
And then I never end up seeing it.
There's something so fun about an outdoor movie as well in the summertime, in the evening. And you can bring the kids. Like for us, that's kind of the only movie we can go see with the baby.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
Yeah, and it's encouraged, bring your blankets, bring your snacks, come hang out. It's just a great way to get outside and enjoy a nice evening out here. And the best part about a Seattle summer with the sun staying out until as late as it is. I know this isn't related, but are we excited about these new time changes going on? I saw how late sunrise was going to be, and I was like, maybe I'm not as much in favor.
It's not a done deal yet.
Obviously, yes. We'll have to see. But I was just thinking about that. I was like, I like my late sunsets. I don't know if I like my late sunrises here. But you might have heard last weekend, Edmonds, it was Porch Fest for them. Well, Tacoma is doing the same thing. There's going to be over 50 porches that are going to be hosting live music throughout the weekend in Tacoma. So if you've ever been like, man, I've always wanted to go check out Tacoma, well, this is a perfect reason to do, because you can go walk around, you can see a bunch of music. And what's cool when I looked at it all, it's very much very community focused. Their whole idea is they want you to meet your neighbors, meet your new favorite band, and really try to spread that community vibe there. So you can check that out. That's going on throughout the weekend as well. We got plenty more on the weekend calendar on mynorthwest.com, including Geek Fest West going on as well. But a real quick shout out, Jefferson County Fairgrounds in Port Townsend. They're doing a bingo night fundraiser on Sunday. Let me double check. Yes, Sunday from 3 to 6 if you want to help out raise some funds for the Jefferson County Fair. That's going on this weekend as well.
Where my wife and I had our wedding, actually. It was Jefferson County Fair.
Oh.
There you go. So all the proceeds are going to help benefit them. So you can check that out, and more details on mynorthwest.com.
And the Mariners are back in
town.
town.
And the Mariners are back in town as well. Baseball is back. Not only the Mariners, but the Rainiers as well.
Yep.
Okay.
And I do have a pro tip. Go to a farmer's market, buy some peaches this weekend.
Oh.
It is sink peach season. Got to eat that sucker over the sink because they are so juicy right now.
Ooh, I'm going to write that down.
Okay. Find out more at mynorthwest.com. Paul, it's always great seeing you.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you. 8:53, we need to get a check on traffic now. We do that every 10 minutes. Chris Sullivan, what do you have?
Well, don't forget the Squim Lavender Festival this weekend only again.
That's
because
right,
it was
because
a choke point I did earlier this week. The changes at the Kingston Ferry Dock. You got to get that ticket in that kiosk or you're going to be turned away.
Yeah, why didn't you bring that up, Paul?
Because Paul reads choke points. He saw it on Tuesday. I gave everybody a lot of advance
Good
warning
reminder,
on that.
Good reminder.
So just a reminder, if you haven't been up through Kingy lately, it's there are changes on the way home. I don't want to ruin that trip and have to drive all the way around. Looking at our drive now, we've picked up the pace, certainly on the I-5 corridor, now that we've cleared up a couple of things. Back down to 45 minutes to go from Everett to Seattle. So that's a pickup of 15 minutes just over the last 15. So we're getting there. It's still going to be rotten from 130th down across the Ship Canal Bridge, but definitely seeing some improvement. Back track. Under 45 from Everett to Bellevue, so not too bad there. Renton to Bellevue, still about a half an hour, but the S-curves are loosening their grip. But we've picked up a little bit of action right around I-90 to weaving and merging there as people are trying to come on and get into South Bellevue. Behind that, the Valley Freeway, a little sluggish past 180th, but all in all, under 40. If y'all up to Renton, Federal Way to Seattle's at 40. Just a little bit of braking past the West Seattle Bridge, and that is it. KIRO News Radio Real-Time Traffic, I'm Chris Sullivan.
Looks like a beautiful day on tap. Morning clouds, afternoon sun, highs in the mid-70s today, and tomorrow upper 70s on Sunday. And then we crank up the heat. We're looking for highs in the mid to upper 80s Monday through Thursday. Right now in Seattle, it's 61.
And coming up on the G and Ursula show, it's a Fresh Friday with Ursula and Greg Tomlin. Love his band's name, Between Two Gregs. They're actually going to play live.
Oh, that's fantastic. Remember when they were on Holiday Magic with us?
Yeah, they were.
Only one of the Gregs. Only Greg Tomlin will. But he will play live music.
They're going to have a fun Friday show.
Okay.
Between who, then?
Well, I guess you'll have to listen to find out. This is KIRO News Radio.
KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle.
Point. Hey, you okay? You don't normally miss those shots.
I just haven't been as regular lately, and it's making me feel sluggish.
You should try Metamucil. It's been a game changer for me. Metamucil's plant-based psyllium fiber helps trap and remove the waste that weighs you down. Ace, you're moving better than you were last week.
Definitely.
Metamucil keeps you moving. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Learn more at metamucil.com.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org.
7 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Now is your time to get into a new D.R. Horton home by taking advantage of its National Red Tag Sales Event going on right now through Sunday, August 2nd. Stop by any of its participating communities and find select Red Tag homes at incredible pricing. So whether you're buying your first home or looking for an upgrade, you don't want to miss the Red Tag Sales Event going on right now. Discover the D.R. Horton difference at drhorton.com. D.R. Horton, America's builder, an equal housing opportunity builder.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome to this week's Puget Sound Express Whale Report. According to naturalists with Puget Sound Express, the Salish Sea is absolutely packed with whales right now. The past week has seen nearly 20 different humpbacks in the waters off of Port Angeles, with tremendous displays of breaching and lunge feeding. Not to be outdone, Bigg's killer whales have also been gathering in large numbers, with various families traveling and hunting together throughout Puget Sound. Summer is heating up, and so is the whale watching. Family-run Puget Sound Express offers daily guaranteed whale watching tours departing from Edmonds. These are Seattle's most popular and well-reviewed whale tours. Puget Sound Express also offers tours out of Port Townsend and Port Angeles on the Olympic Peninsula. Orcas, humpbacks, minke whales, and so much more. Don't miss out on your chance to see whales in the wild. Family-run Puget Sound Express guarantees you'll see whales or your next trip is free. Book online at PugetSoundExpress.com.
I like it hot.
Beg your pardon?
Can you make it hot for me, Dan?
I think so.
Half-heated ain't hot enough.
No.
That's why I called you.
Apollo Plumbing.
Yeah, my sorry old water heater.
Oh.
Ain't getting me the hots anymore.
You want hot water.
That's what I said.
That's what we do at Apollo Plumbing.
And you're ready?
Right now.
When can you?
How about today?
Same day?
We'll have you in hot water tonight.
Clever. How
How about an upgrade?
A tankless water heater would mean endless hot water.
Now you're cooking.
That's just for starters.
Starters?
How about we make it a worry-free water heater?
Worry-free?
Wrenchie's worry-free warranty.
Which covers?
Repair, service, all included.
And when it wears out?
Apollo replaces it.
No extra charge?
Nothing.
Nil?
Nada. As an Apollo A-list member, you're covered.
And payments?
To fit your budget with approved credit, of course.
And I'm hot again.
Worry-free.
That's for me.
We're on our way.
Thanks for making it hot.
We're ApolloPlumbing.com.
Nearly half the homes in Western Washington